right now that a lot of our crew are lined up in front of microphones.
Yes.
Well, we're doing a bit in a couple of days where some super fans are going to come in and battle it out for money. And they're going to go up against the crew here. And who's the crew here, Gary? It's you and Fred, right? And we need a third.
Right. So we're looking for a third. And
I'll tell you how this came about. So we needed 3 of our guys to go up against 3 fans.
3 super fans.
Of the Howard Stern Show.
Okay.
So Gary said, look, I know the most about the Howard Stern Show.
It definitely should be him.
I'll go up against the fans. They said, then everyone agreed that Fred should go up against the fans.
I think with Gary, you've got a slam dunk, period.
Well, we'll see.
And if anything he doesn't know, maybe I can fill it in.
So anyway, I think the third guy was John Hein. And then a lot of guys started going around the station going, why the fuck is John Hein the third guy?
Or maybe Ralph even.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people got really upset and said, you know what? I know more about the Howard Stern Show than John Hein does. I've been working here longer and I know shit. So I said to Gary, you know what? Let's test some of the guys.
Okay.
Let's find out.
All of these guys say they know more?
Yeah, and I'm going to ask each guy to go down the line, give their name, and say why they think they're such an expert on the Howard Stern Show.
You got quite a lineup here.
Yeah, here's the lineup right now. Go ahead, number 1.
I've been a super fan, Howard.
Who you are.
What happened here?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Huh? What are you doing, Tim?
Sal doesn't know shit.
Sal doesn't even hear the directions.
Yeah, Sal can't even get the... Sal, give your name and then say your...
I'm Sal, I don't know shit. Let's move on.
No, Sal, why do you think you're the...
Well, obviously, I've been a super fan since 1987, back in the NBC days.
Okay.
I worked for you.
So he was a super fan.
I was.
Number 2, give your name and give your,
I'm Jim McClure. I'm a producer here. I've worked at WYSP since 1989 and then WJFK until 2002, 2003.
And you think you know more about the show than Sal?
I think I do, yeah.
Yeah, and you think you'd be a better third to go with Gary and Fred against any super fans?
I know a lot of stuff, I think.
All right, very good. Number 3, give your name.
Richie Wilson from Howard TV.
And why are you so qualified?
I won the last Stern Staff Trivia Contest.
Ah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Qualification.
When Sal cheated, remember?
All right, yes, that's right. Number 4, go ahead, please. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Brian from Howard TV, and
Right.
I've been listening for 23 years, and I'm ready.
All right, very good.
Benji.
Oh, Hardwire A. Thank you. Yes, Benji.
I'm Benji, and I've been a big fan since 2006.
Okay, Tim. I mean, who are you? Number whatever. Go ahead.
Tim Sabian. I've worked with the show since 1991 and been a fan since you left NBC.
You think you know that much about the show?
Yes, I do.
All right, and finally we have.
Hey, it's Jason Kaplan. I was literally breastfed to the show. Have not known life without the Howard Stern Show.
All right, very good.
Self-breastfed.
That's disgusting.
All right, so what we're going to do is find the third that are going to be teamed up with Gary and Fred.
So you got a little quiz?
Very simple. I'm going to ask a question. If you get it wrong, get the fuck out of here.
All right, it's an elimination.
It's an elimination speed round. And by the way, I just want to say...
Get out of here.
...that our good friend from the wrap-up show, John Hein, I think is being a bit of a baby, isn't he?
Why?
He refuses to participate in
So
it.
this is the word I got. And again, I'm getting a second here, but this is how it was told to me.
Yeah.
Originally, we came up with the idea of Gary, Fred, and John for a general trivia thing, right? So then when we went to this, John's name was in, and somebody who shall remain nameless stepped up to me and said, why is John the guy? I think I know more. And then we decided to do this. So I asked John, would he participate? And he said he didn't want to. And people think that John's not doing it because out of spite.
All right.
Huh.
Who's that person? Who's the person?
Who's the person?
I think it's Jason Kaplan.
Yes, it was me. I told John it was me.
John, why not go up against these guys and prove the point?
All right. I was told I was doing this with Gary and Fred.
Right.
This is, I don't know, however long ago. Then all of a sudden, somebody asks me if I want to compete for the third spot. And I said, I thought I had the third spot. No. And then Jason...
Not so fast, buddy.
Exactly. And I'm like, well, either I'm in or I'm not.
Who do you think is best to replace you in this? Who do you think will know the most about the show?
Well, Jason's a rat, not him.
Not him. Go ahead.
I heard, by the way, I heard that John said he wasn't even positive that Fred and I should be the two in it.
Well, I said if I have to compete, then
Which
everybody
one
should
of
have
these
to compete.
guys will know more about the show?
I think it's going to come down to either Richie Wilson or Jim McClure, and my money's on Richie Wilson.
All right.
But you won't compete.
No.
Save your money.
All right, let's find out now. Here we go, boys. I ask you a question. You get it wrong, get the fuck out of the studio. You are not going to be in the Big Superfan Challenge.
All right, what's the first question?
All right, first question. Sal, you're up first. What is Howard's bulldog, Bianca's full name?
Bianca, Rebecca, Romaine, O'Connell, Stamos O'Connell.
Wrong, you're out. Get the fuck out. Hey, guys, as soon as he gets one wrong, you just yell out in unison, get the fuck out. All right, there we go. All right.
Get the fuck out!
Get out of here.
Get out.
I said.
All right, some people think that Jim might know everything. Let's go to Jim. Jim, I'll ask you the same question. What is Howard's bulldog, Bianca's full name?
Bianca Romaine Stamos O'Connell.
Correct. You are in. Don't get the fuck out. Richie, some people think you are the Howard Stern Show expert. Let's find out. What year did Howard Stern graduate from Boston University?
I'm getting the fuck out.
Do you not know?
No.
Take a guess.
You're not going to figure it out?
68.
Wrong.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Wow, he went down fast, huh?
Yeah.
Bet you all the other guys are going to go down fast. Let's see Brian
Everybody's
Phelan.
standing there like they're confident. What's the answer?
What year did I graduate from Boston University?
1976.
1976 is correct.
Yes.
Benji. What football player did Stuttering John lose to in a foot race?
Ooh.
Happened here on the show. John challenged him. You were here. What? Say it.
Get the fuck out.
Everybody.
Get out of here.
Get the
Herschel Walker. Get
Wrong.
the fuck out.
Get.
Wrong answer. Goodbye, Benji.
All right, Tim.
You know what part of this isn't working? Where we all yell out in unison, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
When I hold up my hand, we yell out, get the fuck out. Okay. I don't like that. All right, let's go to Tim Sabian. What football player did Stuttering John lose to in a
I'm going
foot
to take a
race?
stab at this. I think it's LT.
Get the fuck out! All right.
Take your headphones with you.
Don't hand us the headphones. I don't want those. Leave those off. All right. Jason Kaplan, you're the guy who started this whole mess. Otherwise, John Hein would be in this already. What football player did Stuttering John lose to in a foot race?
Was it Marco Battaglia?
That is correct. We're down to 3 guys.
All right. Back to Jim McClure.
Back to Jim McClure. All right, here we go. Which celebrity guest won Jeff the Drunk a butt billionaire date with Tabitha Stevens?
Ooh.
And now, if you remember that show, we played a game called Butt Billionaire. And the celebrity was playing for Jeff the Drunk.
I'm out.
Get the fuck out.
Jim McClure did not know.
Now, hold on. And now what happens if these next 2 guys don't get it?
Oh, that's right. Stay the fuck in.
No, wait, get the fuck out, but go behind the screen.
Yeah, right. Go take the walk of shame. Brian?
Can I have the question again?
Okay. Which celebrity guest won Jeff the Drunk a butt billionaire date with Tabitha Stevens?
That would be Mr. William Shatner.
Correct.
Wow. And Jim McClure can get the fuck out.
Good, Jim. Get the fuck
out. Jason, did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, here we
well,
go.
you can say that now.
Which future whackpacker was first discovered online at the release of Howard's book, Miss America?
Oh.
Jason.
I believe that is Crackhead Bob.
That is correct.
Yes, so we have 2 people left in the contest.
All right, Brian.
Yes.
What celebrity was Howard and the crew talking about when news of the attacks of the World Trade Center broke out?
Pam Anderson.
Correct.
Oh, boy.
Jason Kaplan, what title does Mike Ganji hold for Howard TV?
Oh. Senior producer?
I might need a ruling on this. It's not. I'm getting a ruling from.
What do you say?
Well, why don't you ask Brian if he can get it right?
Brian works for Howard TV.
Yeah.
And all right, I'll discount the question.
Is that senior?
I'm going to say supervising producer.
Yeah, that is correct. It's supervisor, but some people have called him senior producer.
Right.
I've heard the term. All right, so I'm going to let that slide.
Thank you.
Go to another question.
All right, let's go to Jason. Jason, the onus is on you. What high school did Howard Stern graduate from? That's a tough one.
Rockville Center?
Well, that is correct, but
No, it's not.
It's called Southside. So
I knew that.
yeah. So let's go to Brian, and Brian's going to finally. No, this is the final question.
Yeah, if you get this right, you're the guy.
What was the name of the black traffic reporter that Howard created while at WNBC?
Mama Lickaboo Day.
Good enough. You're in.
Nice. Jason, hold on.
That was not quite the correct pronunciation.
That's right.
He said
Mama
Mama
Lickaboo Day.
He said Licka.
Spell it out.
It's pretty close.
Mama
It's
Luca.
Mama Luca Boo Boo.
It's spelled liquor, though, no?
No, Mama Luca Booble Day.
Mama Liquor? You think it's like Liquor?
No.
He's not helping his case here.
Lacka, I thought it was spelled.
Hey, I'm giving it to him. Come on. I mean, give the guy a fucking break. Mama,
Welcome to the
was
team.
based
Hey,
on
all right.
let Brian Phelan in.
Harry Belafonte's song.
Come on, man. I got the right town. If you got the kind of spelling, can
He
we
said
get
he
one
knew
more?
No,
Southside
but I
High
said
School.
Southside.
I think these
I
guys
just said it's called
You
Southside.
said it after Howard said Southside.
Give
All
him
right,
one
you want
more
to settle this?
question.
Here we
One
go.
more question.
One more question.
By the way,
Here we go.
Robin's right. When Jason didn't get it quite right, you should have thrown it to Brian to get
Yeah,
it exactly.
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
I fucked up. I'm a bad game show host.
I blame
You forgot your own game.
All right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you a super hard one. Super hard.
This is the
I'll go to
wheat
Jason
from the
first.
chaff question.
Let go Jason first since you were doing better.
Right.
All right. Here we go. Howard Stern performed a spoken word opening to the song When the War Comes for which band's album, Jason?
Blue Oyster Cult?
That's correct. Did you know that one, brother?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Another question.
Here we go. All right, this is it. These are hard, by the way. Who did Baba Booey Gary replace when he started working for Howard Stern?
Boy Lee.
That's correct.
Oh, geez,
Look
we
at
got
you.
a real runoff here.
Okay. Here we go. This is it. You ready, Jason?
Yes, sir.
You think you can handle this?
Yes, sir.
All right. These are not easy.
Been training my whole life for this.
How old was Kenneth Keith Kallenbach when he died?
I'm 36.
What do you say, Brian?
I'm going to say 30.
You're both wrong.
29?
39.
Oh, 39.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
All right.
Now we're still at this.
All right, Jason, you're first. While interviewing a drunken Henry Hill, Lisa G thought he said, I want to come on your face. What was he really saying?
Caramel macchiato from Starbucks, please.
Not exactly.
I want come yeah.
Brian's right.
Uh-oh.
What did Jason
Brian
say
wins.
wrong?
It's I want a caramel macchiato.
Yeah. You need the I want? All right.
It's in the ballpark, though. You got to get another
Again,
question.
I think
He didn't get it right.
Caramel macchiato was the part that she screwed up.
All right,
not the
all
I
right.
want
We'll give
part.
it to you. All right.
I
all right.
agree.
The judges agree.
Hey, caramel macchiato's the answer we're looking for.
All right. You guys agree?
I think I do, Fred.
Yeah,
I think caramel
absolutely.
macchiato is what you were looking for.
Yeah.
All right. I
That
was looking for
that
I
the
want a
key
caramel
word.
macchiato, but
Because
okay.
he goes, I want and then the disputed part was
It's a
caramel
caramel
macchiato, or
macchiato
come on your
from
face.
Starbucks. None of that was said.
Caramel macchiato was said.
Yeah, but not from Starbucks, and you didn't say I want.
Listen, Gary and Fred just ruled on it.
They ruled
Nah,
that
he was definitely in the
close enough.
ballpark.
Okay.
Let's get a definitive question here.
We're never going to be done with this.
I know. Would you find a hard question?
I want to throw them both out.
Get the fuck out.
All right, Jason, here you go. You're hanging on by a thread.
Totally.
In 2006, named the wife of the rock legend that let Howard touch her boobs. So in 2006.
The wife of a rock legend.
That's right.
Who let him touch her boobs?
I touched her boobs.
Carmen Electra?
That is not correct. Brian?
Wife of a rock legend.
Uh-oh.
In 2006?
That's right.
Trudy? Sting?
Both of you got it wrong, so we're still playing.
Oh, my
It was Sharon
God.
Osbourne.
Oh, right, okay.
All right, here it is, boys. Jason, you're first. During what time slot did Howard have during his time at WNBC? What was my time slot?
We had 2 time slots at WNBC.
Well, I did.
Weren't you on in the afternoon at first and in the morning?
No.
But they did move the show.
No, there was one time slot.
All right, then I'll say from 2 to 6 p.m. Afternoon slot.
Was that right?
No.
That's not right.
Okay.
What is it, Brian?
3 to 7?
That's right.
Oh, well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Why do you say there were 2 time slots?
Didn't they move the show?
No, you know what, Fred? I got confused too. They did that here. They did that at K-Rock.
Okay.
We
Right.
did 2 to 6.
3 to 7
3 to
was
7
the
is
right
correct.
answer.
7.
Brian, you win.
Thank you.
All right. Jason, even though one could argue that because you guessed wrong 2 to 6, he quickly put together 3 to 7.
You know what?
But I'm impressed with Brian's knowledge, and I do believe
too.
he should be the third.
Yeah, I've got enough third chances here. So.
That's right. Okay. Very good. All right,
Excellent.
Brian, you're
Brian
in.
is,
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out, Jason.
Wow. I wonder if now John Hein is saying I could answer all those questions.
Who knows?
Well,
I
give
don't
him
want to
5
know.
questions and see if he can do it.
Well, it's a very busy morning around here. A lot of hoopla. A lot of arguing going on in the
A lot
halls.
of carrying on out there.
You couldn't have answered all those.
Well, I ended up helping out Will with the questions once I knew I was out.
Right.
But I would have gotten, I think, most of them.
Right.
But
so why didn't you partake in this?
Because I was a little bit of a baby about it.
Just prove
I was like,
that
either I'm
you
in,
deserve it.
either I'm in or I'm not.
Yeah, but prove it.
Yeah, but don't tell me I'm in, and then all of a sudden
come on.
tell
You
me
know
I'm not
things
in.
change around here on a dime.
And it
That's
had
all I'm
nothing to
saying.
do with you.
But I'll tell if Jason won that, I was going to freak out.
Right.
Because you gave him 3 chances.
Right.
He missed Southside, he missed Ganji's title, and he missed another caramel macchiato.
Caramel
All right, let's see how
macchiato.
good you are. How much do Robin's breasts weigh combined?
Before or after the reduction?
Before.
Who weighed my breasts?
You didn't know we weighed your breath? We
think
knocked
they
you
did.
out with a drug? And I don't know. All right. Thank you, John. All right, John. Well, Brian Phelan will partake in that bet. I'm exhausted.
Phelan, congratulations, man.
I'm the winner. Finally, I get some dewy here.
Did you think you were,
Mountain Dew.
you knew more than all these guys?
Yeah, I knew I was good at trivia, definitely. I'm pretty smart that way.
Guys, what happened today?
Johnny,
Losers.
hi, what a baby.
Sal.
Yeah.
Sal, what happened, man?
Sean's a little fucking bitch. That's what happened. You know, he should wipe his diabetes blood with a tampon, not with that stupid thing. Hey,
No, but Sal, you're a huge
I
Howard
came
Stern
close. What I threw in Rebecca. Yeah, I said Rebecca Romaine, Stamos O'Connell. Getting knocked out at the first question is not cool. I'd like to knock you the fuck out right now. You know, what can I do? But Richie's a legend. He was the winner at the last contest. He was the, my biggest competition, and he got bumped out the first 2, so it wasn't easy.
Do you guys
I
think
don't feel
were the questions fair?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, the one about the Howard TV titles was a little unfair because of Richie and Brian working directly next to Ganji. I thought that was a little, but otherwise, yes, I thought they were very fair.
And the 5
They were
tries
fair
that you
enough
got
for-
after you got them wrong.
I was gonna say, fair enough for Jason to keep changing the answers every time. So
Yeah.
I didn't change the
reason to stick
answers.
around.
The judges kept my answers. Good job, Benji.
Good job.
So,
Benji.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the contest?
Who's, I didn't even know, who's the stuttering John? Like they say, I had to, bark at stuttering, give a stuttering. No, I love stuttering.
now let's go over to John Hein, and we'll ask him some questions to see how well he does.
Yeah, come on.
John, my first question to you, John, is what is Ray Stern's maiden name? Shipman.
Get the fuck
out! Ask a question.
How do you spell Ray? Don't know.
Get the fuck out! What were the call letters for Hartford, Connecticut?
Don't know.
Yes, you do. Come on. What a crybaby.
I was upset that I was told I was in it, and then 2 weeks later, because Jason bitched about it, I was told that I had to compete for it. I think it's bullshit. So, I'm not competing, and you saw what happened. They were all idiots.
After hearing those questions, how do you think you would have done?
I would have gotten most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. I think Phelan did a good job. He deserved to win. Jason, I lost 3 times, so... And, the guys who really don't know anything, like Sal, choked the first question. They blew it. But,
Choke on this.
But, ultimately, it'll be a good team, and I wish them luck. And I'll have the pleasure of writing all the questions for the contest, and we'll see how good they really are.
All right, Lisa G is here with some headlines. Then we got to get over to the Mel Gibson tapes, and then we got to get to some other stuff, too. Let's go to Lisa G. Lisa.
Glasberg takes shits at work.
What do you have for us from the Howard 100 newsroom?
All right, Howard, after 27 years of giving himself shots of insulin 5 times a day, John Hines decided to get an insulin pump, just
What's
like
that?
Steve Brandano. You insert it, the little tube under the skin in your stomach, and the insulin goes in automatically. You still have to program it.
But where's the insulin coming from?
I guess it's in the tube, I think. He'll have to tell you.
So do you walk around with it like a
Yeah.
colostomy bag?
It's
Well,
not.
it's
It's on the inside, isn't it?
The little tube is on underneath the skin, and then
Ugh.
there's like it looks like an old-fashioned beeper, but it's small and it reads you the
Wow.
numbers.
How
yeah.
many? It seems to me like everybody's got diabetes lately. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's-
he's a juvenile.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Diabetes person.
It seems
so
like
he was born with it.
a lot of people are being born with this diabetes. I'll tell you what the problem is. Was his mother and John? Were your mother and father a diabetic or diabetics? There's too much breeding going on. This is the kind of thing that should be actually genetically bred out. Were your parents diabetics? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to solve this problem.
No,
They were
not.
Where does this come from, this juvenile diabetes?
My uncle had it and my grandmother had it. So part of the one I have is genetic. It has nothing to do with my weight or anything like that.
If they didn't understand insulin, would you have died at birth?
No, I got it when I have juvenile diabetes. It's not the correct term anymore.
Let's say they didn't have this pump and this insulin and all this other.
He would die.
Yeah, if I didn't have
You would
insulin,
die.
I would die. The part of my body that produces
do you think
insulin
in nature wants these people to die and then?
Well, that would be natural selection.
Right.
The weaker of the species would die.
Right.
Early. They wouldn't breed.
I'm lucky to be here. There are two types.
Maybe you're ruining the rest of us.
Well, there are two types of diabetes.
All right, Hitler.
Well, that's right. Why did you? So do your children have this?
No,
they don't. But there was probably a good chance they could.
They could. My kids could get it, but there's so much more awareness now than there was before. When I got it when I was 27 years old. I was like, what is that? Am I dead? Like, what does that mean? I had no clue. So, and yeah, that's the pump.
So that's where the insulin is.
So the pump is in.
The pump is here, and then it goes through this tube, which connects to me here.
Is that better than sticking yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you fuck your wife, you're connected up to that thing?
You can disconnect it.
Does she rub it?
When you take a shower, do you disconnect?
I tell her I'm bionic now. It works really
well.
well.
And that Band-Aid, do you have to replace that Band-Aid every day?
This is every 3 days you switch this. So this.
Do you shower with that thing on?
No, you take it off for a shower.
What a pain in the ass. I'm sorry.
Well, any diabetic has to do shots 4 or 5 times a day as is.
Sucks dick.
It does suck. It does.
But there are a lot of people who are eating themselves into diabetes these days.
That's the other type.
Yeah.
Like 85% of diabetics
they're crazy.
Is obesity and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Steve Rendano and I were just blessed with it naturally.
Only 3 million people are type 1 like John and Steve.
Right.
So
they're not the problem.
I'm worried that more and more people are going to be born with this. I
don't think that's really.
No, I think that's right. I do think it's going to get worse over time.
Sure. Listen, the gene is being
they
passed on.
also are coming up with like amazing breakthroughs in this area as well.
Right. Jeez.
You know, like all of this stuff they're doing with stem cells and.
Life isn't hard enough. Now you got to walk around with a fucking pump.
That's why I didn't get it for a long time. I didn't want anything connected to me. Right. It feels like an IV all the time. You know, like 24/7. So that's why I resisted. But it's really the best way to take care of your diabetes.
So you never have a fluctuating blood sugar?
Oh, I do still. But this acts more like your pancreas does, giving you slow bits of insulin all day long.
Is there anything good about being a diabetic? In other words, I was thinking the other night, like, I love the fact that I have good hearing. But if I had no hearing or I had a hearing aid, it'd be like I could take out my hearing aid and then I wouldn't have to hear like noisy neighbors. So there would be a benefit to being deaf.
Yeah.
Like with my glasses, I used to really annoy me when people stare at me in a restaurant. I take off my glasses, I can't see them. So there was a benefit to having bad vision. Well, are there any benefits to being a diabetic?
If you're really hungry in a situation, like on a plane one time, stewardess was being really obnoxious for some. I asked what the meal was because I needed to shoot the right amount of insulin, and she was like, just kind of blew me off like I was an annoying passenger. And I said, I'm diabetic, I need to know. She came with pretzels, like peanuts, anything I needed then. She got it. So you could play that card from time to time.
That's like the handicap card.
Right.
But we could all say that. Like often I go on a plane and tell people I'm a heart attack patient, a heart patient. That way I get special treatment. I often do this. So anyone can say they're diabetic, which I'll now use. I'll put that in my repertoire. But I'm just wondering if there's any real benefit, like a superpower.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really don't think so.
There really isn't.
Mm-hmm. Can you like sneak weed in with your diabetic stuff to like a concert? Like, let's say you're going to a concert and you have to sneak in.
Well, it may make you more prone to glaucoma, so you could say you need a medical marijuana.
When I walk into places and they want to check my bag and stuff, the first thing I show is my oh, it's diabetes. That's okay, and then you can just get right through.
Right.
So that helps a little bit there too, I guess.
All right. Well, no superpower.
Yeah, I guess you could sneak drugs with it.
You could, I guess. Yeah.
Right. There are times I like taking my glasses off and not being able to see everyone.
Sure.
I was thinking the other night, I was hearing music in my apartment. I said, boy, it'd be great if I just could take out my hearing aids.
Well, that's a sad thought, Howard.
Yes, I want to be defective.
It's a very sad thought.
Actually, the other benefit is I need to eat at certain times. So if you want to eat early, hey, I'm diabetic. So you can do that too.
I'll put that in my repertoire. When I get on the plane, I'll immediately tell them I'm diabetic. I need to eat right away, so I don't have to wait for the rest of the schlubs.
It can also be a drawback, though, because, like nobody else is ready to eat. And you're like, no, I got to eat now. So everybody's like, all right, well, we got to go eat.
Yeah, I like that. I like the world has to bend to my needs. All right, Johnny boy, thank you for that update on diabetes. Lisa G., anything else from the Howard 100 newsroom besides John's diabetes?
Yes, the Stern Show softball team has made the playoffs.
Wow.
This after a big win Monday night against what Captain Will Murray calls the best team in the league. The Stern gang came from behind with the help of a Lee Garowitz home run and a great catch from Jared Fox. The Stern team won 6-5 and gets a spot in the playoffs.
Are you on the team?
No.
Any girls on the team?
Yes.
Wow. Who?
They're
Tracy's
good.
on the team.
Tracy's the only girl?
No, there's two or three other girls.
You have to have a certain amount of girls, right?
Yeah, I think Will said you have to play at least 3 girls a game. Apparently, their shortstop is amazing. It's a girl.
Oh, all right. What else you got, Lisa?
All right, Gary Delabate working hard over the weekend, putting the finishing touches on his upcoming book, They Call Me Baba Booey. Gary's editor asked for more texture and description, so Gary sat with his co-writer trying to remember more details about his past. Much of the book centers on stories from when Gary was very young, and he doesn't have many relatives left to help him with the details. And those that are still around didn't really know much about the family secret and what was really going on with Gary's mother. The final draft is due in the middle of August.
Hey, Gary, that doesn't mean I have to read that thing again, does it?
No.
Yeah, I'm done.
No,
I did one reading, and
One pass.
I did that under protest.
Yeah, no. In fact, I'll talk to you about it later. But you have no work left to do.
Good. I mean, I read
This
it.
time they're going to have someone read it to you.
No.
Do you like the audiobook?
No, look, I read it. I had my comments, and I was fine with it. But just because you did a rewrite, I'm not sitting there again with that thing.
No. In fact, as I told you, there's probably the only thing I would tell you is there's more stuff coming out that you'd be interested in.
All right. Well, I'll wait. You'll tell me about it. I'll sit there and read again. I gave it to Beth. I said, "You read this." I said, "I don't know what to tell him about it." She started reading it. That was it. She read 2 pages. That was it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get other people to read it. Hocking me with that book. But they call me Baba Booey. This convinces me that everybody has a book in them.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I'm not convinced everybody does now that I read Gary's book. When I was at Record World, there was one fellow who used to come in there on a regular basis.
See, I'm interested in the guy whose life was coming
Baba
to
Booey.
the record.
Yeah, his book I'll read.
Oh,
Baba
that's
Booey.
amazing.
And then
Baba Booey.
And then I went to work at WLIR Radio.
Baba Booey.
Because Steve North got me the internship. And then I met with Nell over at WNBC because she was a friend of Steve's, and that's how I got the job there.
See, it's networking.
Yeah,
That's what Gary's showing
It's
you.
networking. And then he's with these jobs, one job more horrible than the next. And then the big prize is he gets to work here with us. That's the happy ending. And now I'm the producer of the Howard Stern Show. Whoop-de-doo. He's got some background, this guy. Yeah, they always say, everybody has a book in them.
Yeah, I mean, there's whole courses now in some schools where, people go to learn to write their autobiography.
But you want to know something, Robin?
What?
Not everybody has a book in them.
Not everybody should put it down.
Yeah, right. No one. No, it's a complete misconception.
But being the producer on the Howard Stern Show, you have to have a book in you.
Yeah. Then Fred made me dress up in a suit for my
That's the
interview.
best. That is the best.
After Fred busted my balls, Boff came in and he said, "All right, Gary, you have a job."
Don't give away the book.
But wait, I read the whole thing. But Howard said to me, "You have a month probation." Well, every day I showed up and did a good job. At the end of the month, I said to Boff, "Do I still have my job?" And Howard looked at me and said, "What? Why are you bothering me?"
So the goofing started on day one.
At day one. And he goes, "Yeah, you have your fucking job."
Everybody now knows the story of the famous tapes where I tried to seduce my old girlfriend Nancy. But what they don't know is I was really hurting inside.
Oh, dear.
There's a whole chapter on those tapes.
So I assume you're not writing the forward.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, people will buy it, though, because they ain't going to believe it. Wait till you...
You gotta read it not to believe it.
Robin, I'm giving you homework. And everyone I'm giving homework. Buy Gary's book, read it, and I want you to underline 5 of your favorite, most fucking ridiculous passages.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Wait till you see this. And then...
And everybody can get in on this.
And my life started to change when I joined the wrestling team. Did you know I was voted most popular high school?
I was a high school athlete.
Yeah. And everything started to change.
What started to change, you fucking loser? What changed? Everything
Does he write about when he discovered he had bad teeth?
Yeah. There's a whole thing about that.
I still haven't discovered that.
Many people don't know this, but my mother took tetracycline when I was in utero, and then my teeth came out green. Then it's just Adelphi years.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't know this, but I went to Adelphi, but I could have gotten into University of Texas.
I'm like, what the fuck? Who cares where you went to college? How dare you?
Telling a story.
Wait, people are going to love this book. This, to me, is the greatest book ever written. It proves that not everyone has a book in them.
You know, I was watching that show, CBS Sunday Morning, and
Beth passed out when she read. I had to give her insulin. She's now a diabetic from your book.
She got low blood sugar
yeah,
from my book?
They did. I said, honey, you going to read the book? She goes, no. Meanwhile, I said, it's the greatest. It really is a great book.
Thank you.
We are going to have fun with this book.
This book is so much fun.
Robert, I think I'm starting to understand how you felt when Jackie started doing interpretive readings from your book.
Oh, no, that ain't nothing.
Oh, that was plenty.
That was...
Oh, my God.
I would have hit him, by the way.
Chapter 8.
Jackie had such life in him at that time. He was like, I've got material.
Chapter 8. How my life would have changed if I went to University of Texas. Did you know I was most popular in high school?
I did not.
Many people will not believe it. But once I was on wrestling, I became very, very popular.
You know what's funny about you? You're an interesting person. I'll tell you why.
Why is that, Gary?
You can't remember anything.
Right.
But this you haven't missed a fact yet.
You know, they gave me the IQ test. I didn't want to tell you this. And they asked me to retain everything I read in the last book I read. And they couldn't believe the retention level.
Yeah, your retention's amazing. You're like, oh, Gary, I can't remember this, but this you fucking remember.
This book, forget about it. I'm summa cum laude in Baba Booey.
Yeah, you know what that tells me? It tells me you were entertained.
Oh, yes. I'm giving it a big thumbs up. I told you. And I read the abbreviated version. Now they're coming out with a new version.
Yes,
what I read, I don't know.
This is the more intense version we're getting.
And I'll tell you this. I will buy a copy of the book, and I will underline my new copy of the book. And I will do interpretive readings from the book.
Good.
It's gonna take me through the last month here. When's it coming out?
Yeah, we
November
got to
2nd.
Soon.
Perfect, because I'm leaving in December.
Oh, my God.
I'll have a whole
we only
month.
have a month with this book?
We'll have a month, and I'll say my farewells.
You know, at this rate,
guess what? I don't have to prepare for a whole month for this show, because I'm going to have all the material I need.
Maybe I'll
just bring in the book.
I might have to push the date back to like December 20th.
Right.
All of the Delabate men had nicknames. My father's name was Sally Foo. He knew all the mobsters.
Wow.
That's right. My father could have been a mobster, but he
he could have gone to the University of Texas. His father could have been in the mob, but none of that ever happened.
Well,
none of them touched me.
All of those things would have been interesting. All the things that didn't happen were more interesting than the shit that happened. So I read 2 chapters of his father selling ice cream. I know a lot of stuff about Gary now. He had a lot of weird jobs. He was a janitor one summer.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to learn stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you can't even believe what you're learning. I felt like an insider. Who knew? What a stretch that Gary had to be a janitor. I'm sitting there reading.
That's an odd job.
I'm sitting there reading it going, what if Gary had never gotten a job with us?
Yeah, he'd still be a janitor.
He'd still be a janitor. With green teeth.
Oh, my God.
Mary, I'm home.
He could have been that guy who sleeps in the boiler room
I think it was at a school. He was a janitor.
instead of in our office.
Man, the principal took a big shit today. I had to clean it.
Gary, so Howard's been ripping on your book a little bit, and he always says how he has a horrible memory, and you were saying how he seems to remember a lot of things from your book.
He does. He remembers a lot of facts from the book. He hasn't interpreted all of them correctly, but he remembers almost everything he read in the book.
Why do you think that is?
I think that when you want to goof on somebody, your memory just gets better.
And he said that he wants everyone to highlight their favorite passages.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to turn into what happened with Robin's book?
Oh, I knew that, right, from the get-go. When I first told Howard, I said, listen, I'm writing this book, et cetera, et cetera. I said, I'm sure it's going to provide hours of entertainment for the show. And so I knew that they would. But luckily, there's nothing in there. Well, there is some stuff in there that's too personal, and that's, I'm sure, what people will focus on. Okay. At least, I'm not taking a shot at Robin, but, a lot of Robin's book was about being molested, and when Jackie would come in and read those passages so happily, I always found that a tiny bit creepy.
So there's a little bit of a line that they might cross?
Believe me, it'll be
Show, a recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
All right, on Monday's wrap-up show, you got to come and check out Jared coming in to admit he was the rat. I guess that little cocksucker JD was right all along, but anyway, I wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt if my fucking life depended on it, so fuck him. Check it out.
Vic in L.A., you're on the wrap-up show.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Vic.
Hey, yo, last year Halloween, JD's vibe was so correct, on point about Jared.
Well, how so?
How so? He called him out. He had something about Jared did not sit right with JD, so he called him out on it. And this came to fruition a year later, Halloween.
So wait, Vic, I want to get this straight. I'm not interrupting. You're saying that because JD thought that Jared was arrogant a year ago on Halloween, that it leads to him lying?
Yes, he's an arrogant, lying fuckface.
Well, the arrogant, lying fuckface is sitting right here. Jared, have you been getting a lot of this type of feedback ever since your admission?
No. Actually, a couple people have said that they understand where I was coming from, that I wasn't trying to sell JD out or anything like that. I was trying to protect Ronnie and get ahead of it and make sure there wasn't any problems for him.
But do you feel bad the way you reacted when JD accused you?
No, I mean, to be 100% honest, it was, I still, feel the way I did, that JD didn't have any evidence. He didn't know anything, so he threw my name out because I know he doesn't like me, and he knows the relationship I have with Ronnie. That upset me that was his reasoning behind it. I understand, if you take a step back, it looks kind of crazy for me to say that because, in fact, he was right, but,
He was right for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but I was upset that, he was immediately going to me because JD doesn't like me.
But, I mean, no one else really had any evidence of, like, Richie Wilson or Brian Fan, and they were throwing those names out, so yeah, I can't be the only one waiting for speculation.
But the one thing I will say with Jared that I understand was, we threw those names out, we discussed it, then it went away. Every time Howard tried to say it wasn't Jared, you steered it back like 3 different times.
Listen.
When Howard said, I don't think it could be him, and you go, well, here's why I think it's him.
Because I get cookies. And
no, it wasn't that. It was the office. It was the office environment that day, and just I knew. I just had. I knew, and that's all I can say. I mean, that's all. I had an instinct, and I went with it, and. I was right. I don't know what else to say.
I wonder how everybody...
You're exuberant today.
I'm not exuberant.
You're bubbling over.
No. I have to tie my shoe.
I wonder how everybody else who was accused is feeling today. I mean, Gary, you basically said Tim did it, and it turns out that he's innocent. I know Goodstein, Phelan,
Gary
Richie Wilson.
Tim confessed to him.
Tim said to me, maybe I'm getting it that he spoke to Ronnie after it came out, but when we were sitting in this meeting, he said, we're all one big family, we have to stick together. That's why I called Ronnie that day and talked to him about the email. And I thought that was him saying it. So it's not, I mean, I apologize, Tim. I'm sorry, Tim.
I mean, are the falsely accused reacting at all? Are they? Is there any "I told you so"s, or is anybody? Well, first, Jared, you're here. I mean, is anybody giving you a hard time?
No.
Everyone's been supportive to your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been anyone that's, a lot of people laughed this off and said that it got carried out of hand and they thought it was crazy.
Yeah, Howard was disappointed that you actually told him, not because, he wanted it to go on and on.
You go.
When I walked up to, I didn't want to come up on the wrap-up show on Thursday because I wanted to go directly to Howard. And at the end of the show, I went up to Howard as he's walking out, and as I start walking up to him, he gives me this look and he's like, "Go away. Just go away." I think he knew what I was trying to talk to him because I've never spoken to Howard in private. And he's like, "Just leave." He actually said, he's like, "No, Jared, just go away." And I'm like, "Howard, I need to speak to you."
Do you think Howard just wanted Jared to go away, or do you think that he actually knew it could be Jared?
I think Howard just wants to get from here to the elevator as quickly as possible, and nobody's slowing him down.
Hey, Jared, at what point did you tell Ronnie, because this was always kind of confusing to me, don't tell anyone who told you?
The
day you called him, right?
Well, no, you know what? It wasn't like don't tell everyone. When I spoke to him on Friday, I said, just between me and you, it's kind of sensitive, and I don't know really how far I should go with this, but I was kind of concerned with him bringing it up in terms of the company being upset with me. Right. It wasn't about. I never thought at any time it was going to be Howard upset about it. I just, I thought that because of the sensitive environment that we work in with HR, interns, and everything that's going on right now in the corporate world with interns, I thought it was best to keep Ronnie out of this.
Now, during the week, Ronnie's really twisting in the wind, Jared. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday goes by. Were you like dying to get out there and say it's me? Were you holding, like, what was going through your head as this was sort of unfolding on the air?
I was sick to my stomach because I felt horrible that it was happening to Ronnie. I spoke to Ronnie, and Ronnie told me, "Don't worry, it will be fine initially." He's like, "I can deal with it." And
so you guys had discussions about it as it was going on during the week?
Yeah.
Like, where would you guys discuss it? Like, in the halls? Like in private? Like, where would you?
Yeah. I mean, in my office.
Did you confide to anyone else here? Did anyone else know about it?
No. I actually even lied to my father, who's a huge fan of the show. And he called me and was like,
wow. Everyone was impressed by your lying.
My father called me and was like, "You're not the rat, are you?"
JD,
I'm like,
now
"No,
you can have
Dad,
a new dad."
Jason Kaplan now joining us.
I was actually listening to Jared's lying tape now, the one where he denied everything. Jared definitely has to tell. When he says honestly in front of something, that means he's lying to you. Everything was honestly, I didn't do this. Honestly, I had no idea.
He said that here a bunch of times. He always says that.
Yeah,
I don't know that
maybe he's still lying. I always say that even when I'm.
I want to throw something at you because I think it's interesting. First of all, I get accused a lot of being blind to people, but I have no issue with Jared. I understand. I think I understand why he did it. I think I understand why he would deny he did it at the beginning, thinking it wouldn't turn into what it was and it would go away. But somebody did say to me today, I always think it's weird when somebody's first inclination is to lie. So that's one of the interesting things that somebody said to me today.
Well, I'm still.
How do you feel about that, Jared?
You know what? I think it's just a reaction, and you get defensive. And I think I've always been the type of person where I'll get defensive, and it'll take me some time to think about you get yelled at, and if I'm getting yelled at, I get defensive about it, and it takes me time to realize that I've done something wrong. That's just who I am as a person, and that was the case. It took me a couple of days to realize that this was a bigger issue than me just talking to Ronnie, because other people were getting in trouble. Ronnie was getting slammed. There were people that were getting their reputations possibly tarnished, like Richie Wilson or Doug Goodstein or Dan the Song Parody Man.
I know it's sensitive, but
nothing can help
before
that.
Thursday, did you and Tim discuss it? Before you actually confessed it to Tim?
No, and I felt even worse about that.
Yeah.
Tim didn't really ask me or anything like that. We weren't talking about the leak at any point. But I felt horrible that, Tim defended me on Monday on the show, and I felt horrible that he had to do that.
But see, this whole thing still, and I know Gary just said like, "Oh, people understand why you did it," but I'm trying to figure this out. So you read Tim's email, and then decided because it involved Ronnie and Tim and maybe some other people who work here at Red,
and human resources.
And human resources. That instead of calling Tim directly and say, "Hey, I just read this in your email and this might be a problem," you went right to Ronnie?
Yeah, I was trying to be proactive. I read Tim's emails on a daily basis.
I know, but I read Gary's emails a lot too, and I don't.
You do?
I do too, man.
We all do. And I don't know. It just seems like a leap to make. And I know, look, Tim was there at Rick's. We all know that, So, I mean, he was part of it. So, I'm just wondering. Well, that came up on the air already. I just wonder.
We're bringing up some more.
Why make that leap? Why not go? Like, if you really thought it was an HR issue, wouldn't you call Tim and go, "Oh my God, that thing you were at was Ronnie the other night. It's blowing up into an HR issue."
Real quickly, I take issue with the term rat because I wasn't ratting anyone else. I was trying to protect Ronnie. That's not. If anything, I was trying to protect Ronnie from possibly getting in trouble with the company. I ratted out the company. That's the only thing.
A leak is more.
Fine. I'm okay with the word leak, but I wasn't ratting anyone else out.
And Jared, I think the issue isn't now what you did. The issue is that you didn't come forward and admit it.
It is so reminiscent of Watergate.
Hey, what's up? This is Jason, and on Tuesday's wrap-up show, the guys were talking about the fact that Will might not be able to father his own baby, and the guys on the show have been discussing who would make the best sperm donors and worst sperm donors around here, and the wrap-up show seemed to conclude that I was the absolute worst choice to be a sperm donor to Will's baby, and quite frankly, I totally agree with them. I'm a disgusting human being, both physically and mentally, and no one should have my DNA. Thank you. Good luck, Will.
How's Will holding up through all this?
He's doing it. I was just talking to him about it. First of all, I don't think Will ever intended for this to come out on the air. It's something that I've known about in the office, and I was just talking to him. Yesterday Howard was breaking his balls about the Phillies game and why he's so upset, and Will sort of opened the door and go, "Wow, that's not really what's bothering me." And Howard hit him like 3 times, and I thought Will had one more shot to go, "I don't want to talk about it," and Howard would have left it alone, and then Will opened up about it. And I've been there. I've said things on the air that I just never intended to discuss, especially when it involves 2 people and you're the one giving out the information.
Yeah.
I've been down that road before, so I understand it. So all things considered, I think he's holding up pretty well.
Is it one of those things where you just hope it blows over but nothing blows over?
No, nothing blows over. But Will's been with us a long time, and I think that this is the first time he's dealt with something of this magnitude. I've gone through it probably like 5 or 6 times. Will did not wake up on Monday morning expecting to walk in here and have this discussion. That be fair, Will?
Absolutely not, no. I mean, it came out, it was just weird, Artie was busting my balls about the Yankees game, and somehow it led to that.
How you holding up?
I'm okay. I don't think my wife wants me to talk about this stuff on the air. But I'm just going to answer the questions, when he asks them, and hopefully it goes away at some point,
Yeah, I mean, has Will done anything wrong in this situation?
No, not at all. It's a weird thing because now Will has become much more interesting to Howard because he's talking about something real in a real way.
Right.
That's a show.
Are you getting a lot of pity from? Are people treating you differently around here?
Well, of course, every person on staff says, "I'd give you my sperm." That's the joke that everyone likes to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Directly, I wouldn't even do it in a cup. I can just give it to your wife.
But is anyone?
Will almost had it on his back for a Panasonic
That's
TV.
Right. It's true.
Is anyone talking to you about it seriously, or are they just kind of avoiding it?
I don't know. I don't really want to talk to anyone about it. I had a good conversation with Gary about it. Lisa G actually has been really helpful. She did an interview with a guy that had some information, because I mean, there are questions that I have, and I'm just trying to find the answers to a lot of this stuff, and it's difficult. But, people that I'd rather hear from people that have been through the experience or have, know something about it rather than just anybody.
Well, whether it's the operation or adopting, I mean, you listed a bunch of options today. I didn't know how expensive those options were. That's a pricey game you're getting.
See, I did. I had a couple of friends who went through similar stuff. It's in fact, I don't know whether I should. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on the air anymore. But there's somebody that I used to work with who spent well over $150,000. Doing the in vitro thing. It just never happened. I think it was like $30,000 a pop every time you tried it. And that was it was 10 or 15 years ago.
Wow, that's a lot.
Right, and then I get involved.
That's college.
And I get worried about the whole thing. Like, well, is it really worth blowing $100,000 when there's like all these unwanted kids out there? It's tough decisions.
Now,
anyway,
when you talked about considering a family member as the donor, that was met with mixed reaction, to say the least.
Right.
But you've thought that through.
Of course. Any decision I make, it'll be because, I came to that conclusion. Or I should say my wife and I and my family came to that conclusion. Nothing to do, actually, with what Howard says in a moment on the air.
But when
I don't think Howard thought about it nearly as long as Will has.
No, exactly.
Right, but you understand people's first reaction to like saying your brother, for example, like what your brother's going to hold that over for the rest of your life and always make fun of it and this and that.
Yeah, right. I've thought about it. What can I say? You know,
what'd you think of Howard's offer to be the donor?
It was very generous of him.
Is there anybody here you would take up on that offer if they were all sincere?
If they were. You know, that's a tough one. I don't know. You know, maybe like, I don't know. You know what? It's hard to say. I don't want to say anything about that. I don't know. It's a tough question.
All right, so let's...
When you think about it seriously.
Well, who do you like and who do you hate?
1,000 jokes.
Right, well, let's take the other side of that question, which is who is the last person you want to take?
That's a lot easier.
And a lot of people
There's lots of people here I wouldn't take.
There were a lot of very strong cases made today for who the worst option might be.
Right. I tend to agree with Kaplan. I mean, I agree that he's one of the most intelligent guys here, and he's definitely a really nice guy, but he clearly, not even anything to do physical, has some serious mental issues. No? You would agree, John?
Oh, I said it on air. Jason would absolutely be my choice. But I wasn't convinced of that fully until Jason went in there today after Fred selected him and basically proved the point. Right. I mean, he listed a bunch of reasons why he would be the worst option and then, of course, took off his shirt and showed his back. And
Okay, can we just
the forest.
Can we digress for a second? I knew that Jason was hairy, right? I understood that. But he's got a ring around his neck. I had never noticed that before. And he said if he doesn't like shave around the neck, it'll go right to his face. He'd be like, he's almost like the Wolf Boy. But I had never noticed that before. It's a very perfect ring, right around, like right below his neck, where his shirt covers. Had you seen? Well, you must have seen that a million times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I lived with a guy, literally our entire bathroom was just covered. It was like almost a fur covering on the floor.
Does he
like a carpet?
Does he shed?
He sheds, exactly. So it was just everywhere, you know, and he can't help it. He'd apologize, and you're like, dude, you can't do anything about it, you know.
And he says he doesn't even want to have kids. I'm not putting words in Jason's mouth here. He said he wants to stop it at him, and
he's gonna have kids. He's got to get over it. He'll be a great father. He's got to calm down. He knows. Well, this is the whole point. You know, and this is what gets really fucked up about parenting. And John, you could attest to this too. You're like, okay, I know what went wrong in my life. I have all the corrections. And then all of a sudden you get pissed off and all that shit goes out the window.
Oh, yeah.
But for the most part, I think Jason knows how he wants to raise a kid, and I think he'll be fine.
I've had conversations with Jason about this because I'm like, Jason, you're a good guy. You don't really mean that you don't want to. He goes, no, I'm serious. I do not want to have any children moving forward. I don't want them. My wife doesn't want them. We're not, we don't want to extend the Kaplan family. Well, Jason's here. I shouldn't put words in your mouth.
If the gene pool ended with me, I'd be fine with it.
It's not going to end because you have two brothers, so
yeah,
you might as well. You should keep it going.
I keep telling them. Listen, what can I say? I have a very low opinion of my physical attributes, and like I also said, which I didn't get to too much on the air today, like I'm barely a man, and like if I had a son. How am I going to pass on? And I can't tell him how to pick up girls or throw a ball.
How are you barely a man?
I'm unathletic, number one.
Okay.
I don't know shit about girls, how to talk to them, how to meet one.
Well, you met one and you found one who's
lucky.
Cute.
I would say dumb luck. Keep your head in the game.
You talk to girls all the time. Though.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm everyone's friend. I'm everyone's buddy. I could not tell. Like, okay, here's an example.
That's better than JD. Just creep him out.
14-year-old Jason Jr. comes up to me and says, hey, I don't understand. I'm at school. I have all these friends who are girls, but I don't know how to make that next step. I go, I'm about to ask a real man.
They're never going to ask you that. Your kids are never going to come to their father to ask how to get laid. It just doesn't happen. And
all right, that's a good point.
You'll be surprised that it's, it's not like your kids don't come and ask you for a lot of stuff. And you like sports, you watch sports. The other thing is listen, there's always a chance that you'll have a kid that's an exact replica of you. Right. You know what I mean? But then you've also involved another person, so there's always a chance that it'll be part you, part her, all her.
I just look. I somewhat enjoy being alive. I mean, I am on Lexapro, but I do. I look at my parents. I'm like, what made you two like seeing how to get together and procreate? I mean, like really. I mean, I love them both, but I don't know. I don't. And it's so weird because I feel. I have such an opposite desire as Will. Like Will, even well before he even met Tracy, has always said he wanted to get married and have a family, and this is important to him, and it's not important to me. And I wish in that aspect, we could trade places. But
so would you? What's it called when guys get their balls snapped?
Vasectomy?
Yeah, would you do that?
I have not gone that far in my head. I have not.
Because why? Because you don't want the vasectomy?
Because I'm still,
because you're still thinking it
I'm
might
still
wanna-
young, and your mind can change later in life. But I tell you, and I've talked about this on the air, I'm very careful in bed also. Like, still to this day, the worst thing that could ever happen to me is that I get my wife pregnant. Like, to me, that's my worst nightmare.
Are you still doubling up on condoms and doing all that other stuff that you said?
No, actually, after the last time we talked about it, sometimes after you talk stuff out, you realize how dumb things sound. So
how do you protect yourself now?
Well, just the birth control.
Oh God!
But I have to say, it's in the back of my mind. Like,
Wait,
it's
you
just always
actually
there.
doubled up on condoms at one point?
No, I never doubled up on condoms, but it was doubling up on the birth control /
You took extra birth control pills?
No, meaning somebody's on. He was on birth control. She was on birth.
They were
control.
both protecting themselves.
and,
okay.
and you were doing something else too, weren't you?
And pulling out.
Yeah.
And jerking off an hour before.
Dude, you don't understand. It's like I can't relax. It's like
That's a pretty surefire way to avoid having a kid, Chase.
Yeah, just everything. I just should stop having sex. Period.
Hey, it's Gary Delabate, Baba Booey. On Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about how we had comedian Dane Cook in earlier in the day. We talked about how not everybody was a fan of his comedy, but we all thought he was a great guest, and he even gave Howard some great advice on phone sex.
There's been a lot said about Dane Cook on the show beforehand, Gary.
Some of it by me.
Some of it by you, some by Artie. Howard, I think everyone has taken a shot here or there at him. So what did you expect when he came in today?
I did. He was a really nice guy when I saw him in the green room, and I thought he was really good on the show. I've said before that I'm not like the biggest fan of his comedy. I probably more gave him a hard time. It's when somebody gets so super successful and gets so big, and then you wonder whether they deserve it or not. But I thought he was a really nice guy, and I thought he was a very good guest on the show, and that's what counts for me.
Somebody asked me if I think he's a good stand-up comedian, and my answer is I don't know. I haven't seen him enough in action to judge whether he's funny, but if he's selling out the Garden and he's been so successful, you can only give the internet so much credit for that. There's got to be some talent behind that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, selling a lot of tickets it means you're successful, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're respected by your peers. And he talked about that today. He talks about, I thought it was more interesting when he was talking about all the shit he takes from people accusing him of stealing. And it seems like whenever he's confronted anyone, not in a confrontational way, but just said, hey, you said this stuff about me, it seems to be resolved.
The other thing he was very much aware of was when things were going well for him, he knew the other shoe was going to drop. He expected it, and everyone who was promoting him immediately turned on him and I guess called him a fluke and whatever else. But when you're doing that well, it's a lot easier to handle that kind of criticism.
Well, did he say that he's he's been doing stand up for 20 years?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I would think
17.
that. Yeah, so my odds are that he probably had a good 10 years working in shitty clubs, having nothing to do with his comedy, so he sort of knows the score.
He said he was a college comedian, like a successful college comedian, college circuit comedian, and he wanted to get to the next level, but was contemplating how to do it. And I guess he started emailing skits out to whoever was there on whether it was MySpace and gathered a following that just grew and grew.
And it was so great because after he had that huge success, every comedian in the world tried to do that again. It was sort of like his was a phenomenon, and it was just one of those things that just, right place, right time for that to work for him. But everybody tried to do that. Everybody. And it didn't work for anybody.
And again, selling out Madison Square Garden is no fluke.
Continually.
Yeah. Were you impressed by him today, Benji?
Well, he's a pleasant guy. He's very successful. I've always been really annoyed by all the hate for him. Like, it's same with Carrot Top. It's like, it just seems like stupid, all the hate for it. He doesn't turn me on stand-up wise, particularly. I think he's good. He's okay. But it reminds me of the Tonight Show. Like the way the Tonight Show was under Carson, the way the Tonight Show was under Leno. It was pleasant. It was okay to watch. It was hugely successful. It never turned me on artistically.
Charlie in Dallas, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, well, along those lines, why did it take you so long? Why he said that he had offered up, he wanted to be, he tried many times to be on the show, but you never let him on. Why now, Gary?
That's actually not true.
He lies.
No. He may have his information incorrect. We had maybe the first or second time we tried to get on, we might have passed on him. Then we had him booked on 2 separate occasions before now in the last 3 years, and for whatever reason, at the last minute, he had to. I know one time he had to cancel because he was shooting a movie up in Boston, thought he'd be done sooner, he wasn't. And the time before that, I can't remember, but he'd been booked twice and had to cancel on his end, and then probably twice before that we didn't have him on.
How do you deal with allegedly losing $11 million to a close family member?
Not nearly as well as he's dealing with it.
Oh my God, yeah. And I know he couldn't talk about it because there's stuff pending, but
he still talked about it enough to, he couldn't talk about the details of it, but he'd talk about how he felt about his stepbrother. And he's like, man, I just want to get this behind me, and, I'm all about moving ahead. $11 million, a lot of money. And Howard always brings this up, but, you can look at it as a number and say, I had it, I never had that much, I had it, now it's gone. But Howard looks at it like, all the fucking clubs you had to work and all the hard work it took to get here. Howard looks at it like nickel by nickel, because it is. You don't make $11 million overnight.
And who can you trust? You get to a certain point where, you think you can trust a family member, whatever it might be. But ultimately, he even said, he always envisioned having this deep, dark family secret. And, God, be careful what you wish for.
Right, but then he also said that this was a person he had spoken to every day of his life that he hadn't spoken to since this happened.
I'm really curious, and maybe this is one of the things he couldn't get into. Once he realized it, was there any confrontation between the two of them? Or was it right to the police?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I guess he obviously couldn't talk about that because it's pending. But, Will, if you know the answer to that, you can drop by. Scott in Florida, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi, this is Scott from Margate, Florida. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just a general question. I've been listening to the show forever, and was actually a fan of Dane Cook. We had seen him down here in Palm Beach at filling out one of those local clubs. Then all of a sudden, he just took off and just went skyrocketing with his career. I was just wondering, with Artie and Howard often making fun of his success, his lack of being funny, what was the relationship in there when they walked into the studio, finally having Dane Cook in there and having to kind of, we think you're funny and, we appreciate your humor. Even one of the callers at the end of the hour actually said that Artie didn't think he was funny. And there was definitely some comments in the past with regard to them kind of making fun of Dane. How was it in the studio today?
First of all, I don't think Howard ever fell into that category. I think Artie definitely did. Artie said that, he said in the past, like, he got famous on Facebook and this and that. And Artie, was pretty vocal about it. Then he ran into him a couple of times and met him. And he's like, I think the feeling is Artie, you got to have respect for what he's accomplished, but he may not be as much of a fan of his comedy. But, I don't book a guest on the show so that we can throw rocks at him. Do you know what I mean? So if Artie felt that way, it's not really Artie's show, and it wouldn't be for Artie to say. And I know I see a lot of calls up here like, why didn't Artie come clean and tell him? But I wouldn't put a guy on the show so that we can have him come in here and then treat him like shit.
And Dane's a fan of the show.
Clearly.
He, I'm sure, has heard what Artie has said, Howard, Gary, whoever else, about his comedy. By the end of the interview, he's inviting him to come up on stage at the Garden.
Right.
Right.
That was kind of an interesting moment when Dane says to Artie, "You don't think I'm funny?" It was kind of.
And what did Artie say?
I don't remember Artie's response. If Artie actually gave him a.
Did he go, have it?
I think he might have laughed. But I don't remember specifically what it was. But, Scott, you bring up a fair point, and, as Gary said, what Artie's always talked about respecting what Dane Cook has done sales-wise, his success, whatever else, but he's never been a huge fan of his, and I can't speak for the guy, but that's...
I mean, it's like music. There's like huge, successful music that it's a number one song, but just might not be what you're into.
Billy Ray Cyrus. But it's stuff like that, But again, it's my personal taste whether I'm a fan of the comedy or not. But the guy was a good guest, and I was one of the people probably fighting to have him in. I would say when we come at a meeting, I think we should have this guy on. I think he's really hot. I think he's got interesting stuff going on. I think he'd make a good guest.
And his ladies' resume wasn't too bad either. And he said growing up he was an introvert and never really got out there. And then I guess when success hit, he was able to do pretty well.
Well, again, I didn't know a lot about him, so sometimes, and I've said on the show before, there have been many people that have come on that I've had one thought about, and when they leave, I have a different thought about. And I probably thought he was a little bit on the arrogant side, again, from the little I've seen of him. And I thought that story he told about how he was the wimpy kid and all the kids at school forced him to fight the other wimpy kid. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, and by the end of the interview, he's giving phone sex advice to Howard, and I think I pulled that actually, Ted. Hit one. If you missed it, here's Dane Cook evaluating Howard's phone sex ability and giving him some pointers.
I have a very wide vernacular, so I know a lot of interesting
You watch
words.
a lot of porn.
Know a lot of the slang, the jargon. I'm a bit of a verbologist.
Yes, but with girls, you got to be careful. Like, you can't say like
You
the word
can't creep
cunt,
'em out,
right?
yeah.
You
'Cause-
can.
You can?
If you say it lovingly, like, oh, baby, you're a cunt.
Yeah?
You know, like,
that's the move?
But you gotta.
I wouldn't even try that. Let me try
I think he's going to get you into trouble.
Let me try that. Oh, baby, you can't.
No.
No.
No good? What was the difference?
I don't know. You sound like you just sat on something.
So Howard not getting rave reviews from Dane when it comes to the phone sex.
I also love that he wouldn't fall for the Blue Iris tape. Yeah, he wasn't falling for that.
Well, first he thought it was a man, and then he's like, that's some 75-year-old whatever back there.
And in a way, he's correct.
May she rest in peace.
Actually, his phone sex skills were really good when he went into his actual phone sex.
You were
The
impressed?
scenario- yeah, I was. I thought he was talking out of his ass, but his phone sex, I thought.
Well, he's on the road quite a
started
bit.
good scenario.
So maybe he's got that expertise. Robin said she'd hang up and immediately call the authorities or something like that.
I would bet the farm that Robin's had some pretty good phone sex.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, all the talk was about Scott the engineer. After waiting for weeks, he finally got his clips played from his DJ stint out at Pure in Vegas. And Scott's pretty proud of himself, so we talked about what it was like hearing those clips played and having Howard, Fred, Artie, and everyone else goof on him for the umpteenth time. Here's how that conversation went.
Gary, one, how badly did Scott want these clips played? And two, did Howard realize he was torturing him as day after day went by and those clips just stayed up on that page but never got heard?
Okay, going backwards, answering the last question first. Howard had no idea he was torturing him until somebody finally sent a note out last night telling us that. But it was one of those things that Howard meant to, get around to.
So Scott shouldn't have taken it personally.
No, we weren't not doing it. He just hadn't. And every time I would mention it to him in the morning during the break, Howard would go, "Oh yeah, that's right. I got to get to that." So he wanted to get to it. And I know that Scott wanted it to be done, so it's done. I don't know that Scott was necessarily proud of what he did. I think it's more like, hey, I'm going to get shit first, so let's just get it over with.
Pretty much. I was okay. I was okay with him not playing it. I knew he would get to it eventually. But, yeah, let's just get it over with if you're going to do it. Because I know it wasn't going to be pleasant.
Well,
it wasn't bad, though.
Well, a couple people said you were getting frustrated as day by day went and your stuff didn't
Sometimes,
come on.
like yesterday, he said, I want to talk about Scott, and I went in, he goes, not now. I got a guest coming in after Dane Cook, so that was a little frustrating.
I remember another time he's like, well, Scott was in Vegas, but Rosie O'Donnell's here. And, you kept getting bumped for...
Do you feel that, you're not even important enough to be mocked? Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. I know I'm not high on the priority list, so.
But it's not about you. It's just about the tapes, and we were gonna. I think there's a part of Howard too when you have something like that. It's not something you can do in 2 minutes. And he listened to it. He goes, "These are really good." It's almost like he's got them in the bank. You know what I mean? He does that a lot. Where he's got something that's so good, it's like I don't have to rush to get to it. I'll get to it. I know I have something good for when I need it.
He meant good, bad.
That's right.
Not good.
Now, you said in Vegas they treated you
By
like
the way,
a
that was a laugh I was telling you about.
They treated you like a rock star, and everyone was goofing on you. But here on the wrap-up show, we won't goof on you
I don't
to your
so.
face.
No.
So, what did you mean by being treated like a rock star? Did they really give you full VIP treatment?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there were people. I got to the club. There were security people around me all the time. I had a private area that I was in. The VIP area.
What kind of rooms you get?
I got a suite at Caesar's Palace, which was gorgeous.
What was the private area? What was the VIP private area?
There's an area away from the regular people.
Which you were 11 minutes before you got there.
That's true. Where you go and sit. It's like a little balcony above the dance floor, a little area, by the dance floor. It's roped off. There's security guards around. No one can get in.
Was anyone else in the... I'm sorry, Benji. Was there anyone else in the VIP area other than you?
There were other people. There were a lot of hot chicks. And I don't know where they came from. They were all to see me, I guess. And booze. Yeah.
Was Shaggy in the VIP area?
I didn't see Shaggy in the VIP. He had his own dressing room.
Yeah, they had their own dressing room.
I didn't need a dressing room, but Shaggy had his own dressing room. So,
at what point did security become part of the event with you? When did they start being your security?
As soon as I got there.
At the club only, or did they escort
off the plane?
At the club. Well, off the plane, they had a car pick me up.
But not security.
Yeah, he could be security. They had a car pick me up at the airport, take me to the hotel.
And like, did the security escort you out of the event at the end and everything?
No. I just left. I mean,
So they just moved the rope and
I kind of stumbled out, but yeah.
Were you picking people to come into the VIP at all?
No, but I had some people I knew that were picking people to come in.
Like they knew what kind of people you
pulled
wanted?
the David Lee Roth and sent people out to find people to come into the VIP
I didn't
area?
know. I didn't know what was going on.
What the Beastie Boys used to call that? The trim coordinator or something like that.
You had a trim coordinator?
Yes.
Wow.
I think.
And DJ Holly, it sounded like you got pretty tight with DJ Hollywood.
Really a good guy. He's a big fan of the show. And yeah, he was really helpful and really did a great job.
Now, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but when you were watching the clip, it seemed like you were dancing and drinking and having a good time. And in the background, you see DJ Hollywood mixing everything. I mean, did you do any mixing at all?
I did mixing. I think we set up some shots for the camera.
Oh, I see.
So when I was on mic, I went out. I left the little area that we had, and I just went out to the balcony part and talked to the people. But I did a lot of mixing.
And did you have any say in the song choice and what was being played there?
No, I just said you'd pick what you want to play, and it was basically everything. They don't just play techno or dance or it was basically a mix of 80s, 90s, whatever. Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince. It was
any rock. They like to throw some rock in there, like Sweet Home Alabama, that stuff.
Not during my set, but maybe at some point during the evening, like 3, 4 in the morning, they take care of that.
Now I know you're a married guy, but if you weren't,
if I wasn't,
could you have gotten laid that night without laying out any cash?
I would say yeah.
So you had girls coming on to you?
Groupie types?
No groupie types. It was just women hanging out with us. I don't know where they came from.
I'm going to save Scott on this one. I'm going to tell you that if you're in Vegas and you're behind the velvet ropes at a good club and you have a big bottle in front of you, you can almost always get laid.
Just bring a rope with you.
No, but it's just there is a weird thing. Where people seem to, wherever they are, and they see someplace where it's a special setup, there's always somebody that feels a need to have to get in there.
Did you have to tell anyone, hey, I'm married?
No, there was no need. I had no interest in doing that. I am married. So everything was fine. It was just people hanging out, having a good time.
And you're back for a couple more, right?
I'm back in November, at the end of November 28th and December 12th.
So you must have done something, right?
They loved it. I mean, what's not to love about me? We had a great time. They had a great crowd. Probably they have a great crowd every weekend. It's one of the hottest. It's a beautiful club.
It's a nice club. I was there.
Really,
a couple of weeks
really
ago.
nice.
Now
they have a balcony above Las Vegas Boulevard, right in the front of the hotel, an outdoor balcony, which is amazing. It looks over the street in the front of the hotel, which is really
I'm
nice.
king of the world.
And Howard and Robin were big fans of your performance.
Oh.
Teddy, hit number 1. Here's Howard finally getting to Scott at Pure.
Why are they raising their hand?
Raise your hands for hands up.
They do that in Vegas. They raise.
Come on, everyone, party like it's 1981.
I'll use that.
81.
Yeah, well, that's when I had hair.
Not really.
Actually, 1972.
All right, party like it was 1964. Ew. Everybody, out on the dance floor, party like you have hair. You do have hair.
Party like you have COPD.
That's cardio. What do I have again? Pulmonary
Something.
Cardio. What is COPD?
It's actually I can't even remember.
Any of that get under your skin?
No, not after 25 years. I just take it as it comes.
Was there a point where you were just like, all right, I'll just deal. It's not even worth fighting anymore. I don't mean today. I just mean you've been with the show for a very long time.
Of course. I mean, you just know what's coming at this point, and okay, let them roll with it because it's great stuff. The audience loves it. I know Howard likes to push buttons too, and he likes when we get upset, but this wasn't really anything to get upset about today.
I thought that was like it's so interesting. Like when someone that normally doesn't get it so much. Like I was really feeling for Ross. Like last night, I was thinking about it, and today, like we're as hard as it is for any of us. It's like it's not. It's like we've been through it. But someone like a civilian type that all of a sudden is like hit so hard from all angles of the show. It's like a whole different thing.
You talk about when they were breaking Ross's balls about his breath. Yeah, when you go in there and you're not one of us, and you get hit, it's it's brutal.
Yeah.
We're used to the, like my friends and family won't call me anymore to say, but at the beginning it's like really weird. They're like right in on you, like, are you okay? And that makes it 10 times worse.
And this particular one, I actually really appreciate what Howard did because it's just a chance to promote what I'm doing, and I'm doing appearances. I'm going to say this now, and he'll never play another clip again. But he goes out of his way to help the staff.
I don't care what you say, just get my name right.
So I'm able to get the club's name out, and I'm able to promote my 2 other gigs that I'm doing.
Right, in spite of getting the party like it's 9/11 and the hair, and then
of course, I mean
So Scott, are you back in the DJ business?
No, not officially yet.
Because someone had asked about hiring you a couple of weeks ago. I forget what it was. Oh, it was for a birthday party, for like a high-end birthday party. Did Ross ever come to you about that?
No.
It was for a friend of his. And I said, I don't even know if Scott's got equipment.
I still have equipment.
What a great chance to relaunch your DJ career. You're coming off of 3 hopefully successful Vegas performances. Howard's talking about it. Maybe
I smell another investment from us because Scott needs. Scott's got all vinyl and turntables.
I would have to I probably have to buy it. I do have my equipment. It is older.
Right.
I would probably have to buy all new equipment.
Do you still have turntables?
I do.
Yeah, so what you can't DJ.
No, I have CD players.
Couldn't that be
but now they don't even use those.
They don't even use CD players anymore.
But couldn't that be part of your appeal? Sort of old school, 2 turntables and a microphone, that kind of thing?
The club has turntables. They do use a lot of vinyl still. They're going back to vinyl to scratch and to play off vinyl.
And I almost bought Scott's DJ equipment off him. I was going to buy it off you at one point.
You know what? I have it somewhere. I know where it was, and I've been trying to get it back.
Oh, right. You can't get your equipment back,
It was
right?
at K-Rock.
Right.
And I've been trying to get it back for the last year, and everybody says, we know where it is, we'll get it for you.
They won't let you in there to...
Well, I know, but then they say, well, we don't know what happened to it. I'm like...
the problem is that everybody that knows where it is was fired.
Yeah, right.
So they don't know where anything
There's
is.
nobody left, so I've been trying to get the turntables back. I have everything else.
Mark in Boston, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Now.
Hey, Mark.
First, as far as Scott's concerned, I think the casinos are just raking in cash from that black cloud. That's why they're hiring them.
Oh, to affect the gamblers.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody he touches, that black cloud just hovers over the whole casino. They must be raking in like 5 times the cash.
What do they call?
Scott's the cooler.
The cooler.
Hey, what's up? Dane Cook, and I'm here on Howard TV to talk about my show at Madison Square Garden.
Dane, you're a big fan, right?
I am, yes.
Now, this is your first time on the show. You nervous?
First time.
You nervous? Excited? What do you expect?
Not really nervous. I don't know what to expect because it's Howard, so you never know what to expect. But that's kind of good. That's good. That's where the good stuff is, when you're a little scared.
Yeah, a little bit?
Actually, no. Not really.
All right, so you're going to have a good time today, right?
After you've been in front of 20,000 people, everything else is a little bit more relaxing.
Dane Cook is promoting his Dane Cook and Friends tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the New York Comedy Festival. This guy's on fire.
He's the man.
It's at the Garden.
You're smaller than I thought.
At the it's at the Garden tomorrow night.
Oh,
wow.
I mean, Dane Cook. Where did you say it was going to be?
At the New
Comedy
York
Cellar?
No, at the New York Comedy Festival. Hey, Dane, nice to see you.
What's going on, Howard?
What's
Good to
happening,
see you.
man? You know, I guess it's kind of legendary in the comedy community that you, of course, built your following on the internet. You successfully figured out how to harness the power of the internet. I
did.
When you're an unknown comic, when you're a guy just coming up, how do you get your word out that you have this website and people should follow you? I don't even understand how you pulled it off.
I was, like most people, masturbating violently 23 hours a day.
Right.
Violently. Yeah, violently masturbating.
Like you were angry at your penis.
Angry at my career.
Right.
Actually.
How old were you at this point? When you were really angry at your career, you've been trying comedy, it wasn't going well.
Well, this is 20 years, this New Year's Eve, and so I was like 27.
Right, and it's getting to the point where you go, like 30 is a weird age to still be doing comedy and not get anywhere.
I'm like college act, and I'm getting a little bit too old to, do the same kind of thing. So I just started sending out like links to my skits and stuff like that online, and it became like my thing. I'd spend half the day playing video games and the other half just emailing links and trying to figure out who my fans were online.
And were people like your parents saying to you, this is a waste of time? Were they at the point where they said, listen, you're sitting at home
living at home
with links, you're making links, and because sometimes I see people with links and you go, boy, asshole, you're making links. Why don't you get out and work? But it worked for you. You got a following. How many people were on your website?
Like at one point, it was like when MySpace was at its absolute peak. It was like 2.5 million followers,
wow.
and then like 1 million hits on my personal website. It was almost scary, to be honest. It was a little bit like, oh, I have to kind of live up to this.
Right. It became an obligation.
Yeah.
And in fact, what was on the website that was so compelling? You did some skits and you'd post it.
I do a lot of ribbon dancing, and so I would do the ribbon techniques,
right?
And just anything non-comedic.
Would you record this yourself with your own video camera?
I did. I would do like local sets at down in the Village or the Laugh Factory in L.A. And I would just post anything. I would just post even if it was an unfinished joke, or I would just sit in front of my computer and do like little webcam chats. But I had no fans at the time. At first, it was like
it was obnoxious.
10 people. Yeah, it was obnoxious, and 10 people that I knew their names.
Right.
And I would just, talk to the same 10 people, and I watched it go like 10, 20, 40, 80.
Wow.
Until finally it was, arenas, and it's been a wild ride, man.
Right. It's a wild ride, and
but still masturbating violently. I still find the time.
Do you not have a girlfriend?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
What does she do? She in show business?
She is a singer. She sings, yeah.
And there's a steady relationship. Were the rumors that you were with Jessica Simpson are just merely a rumor?
Rumors?
I mean, usually where there's smoke, there's fire. You went out with her, right?
Little dalliances here and there. But
I would love to bang her.
But
I mean, as a guy who masturbates a lot too, that's a hot girl. I mean,
she was beautiful.
Beautiful girl. Why
and
didn't
that also has to be some kind of a craziness, because here you were 27 sitting in your room, and now you're with Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, I used to masturbate violently to her.
Right, and now you're with her. I've actually had that happen.
Yeah?
Where I masturbated to someone, and then I met him, and I got to bang him.
You,
I would watch Newlyweds and just hold my hand over Nick.
But also, that didn't work out, though. She wasn't a girl that you could stay in a long-term relationship with.
No. And plus, I was, not to bum out, but it was like, my mom was really sick. I was making that movie. My mom was got cancer, and so it was like, if I wasn't on set, I was, taking care of my family. So
bad timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Is your mom still alive?
No, she passed away.
From cancer?
From the masturbating violently. It's a really strange thing that...
But at least she got to see that you made it.
She did.
I mean, she saw you in your room making video links and links to your website.
Absolutely.
And this was not... Your father's still alive?
My dad... I lost my mom and dad to cancer within 9 months of each other. Both of them got cancer.
Oh.
That same year that everything kind of blew up, and everybody was like the white hot spotlight, I was like at home, taking care of my folks. And so it was weird, man. It was a weird time.
Terrible
but they
timing.
both got to see it. But
terrible timing on your parents' part. True.
Yeah, I blame them entirely.
Yeah, I mean,
schedule your cancer deaths.
You finally hit it. Everything's coming into fruition.
Yeah,
the whole plan is working.
They ganged
and the
up
two
on
of
me.
them, there they are, burning
they were in cahoots.
See, my father had the decency to die when I was a complete loser.
Right. So you had a lot of time to devote to him.
He wanted to go.
I mean, you've been linked to beautiful women.
True.
Kate Hudson, I think. No, Katie Holmes. No, was it Kate Hudson?
Kate Hudson.
Kate
I did a
Hudson.
film with Kate Hudson. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean... It's weird to do a film with a girl. You do fall in love in a sense when you get to do these films with people. And then I guess when you get off set, It's a whole different reality.
Yeah, it's what are they? A location ship sometimes.
Right, because you're in a movie together. Everything you're being catered to. And
you have makeup on. You look great.
Right, and you're working together, and you rehearse, and and suddenly you're banging Kate Hudson. Jesus Christ!
Not actually banging, but pantomime banging. Yes.
You never banged her?
No.
Never.
No, she had a boyfriend at the time.
Oh,
and we were
so
just
it was
actually
not,
buddies.
It was not a romance.
Yeah, no, there was really no.
Jessica Simpson was a romance.
That was just kind of like hanging out.
Little pork in here and there. Everybody's having
I wouldn't
a good
say
time.
pork and maybe beans.
Pork and beans. All right. The movie I liked that you did was Mr. Brooks. I love that film.
love that film.
Good film. Did that film do well commercially?
I think it made enough money to pay me.
So why didn't that movie do well? It was you and Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I think it was one of his best roles.
Yeah.
He plays this insane, and you play an insane guy, and it's really, I'm always looking for good movies to watch, and that's one of those surprises.
And the other person in it is Demi Moore.
Right. You rent it on DVD, and you go, man, this is a good movie. Why didn't I see this in the theater? Was it poor marketing? What the hell happened?
I don't really. Yeah,
Did you have video link?
It was a low budget. It was definitely a low budget film, and when we made it, it was like, okay, we're going to hope that when this thing, finally hits, that it goes wide. But you do these things and you just don't know. It's not like stand up. I can control that. I can go out. I know what I'm going to present. And your writer, director, sometimes bouncer, Artie will tell you that. You're doing everything. You do a movie, and then when it's done, you're like, I don't even know what's
Did you ever write a movie?
I did, yeah.
Did you get to produce it and put it out there?
Oh, I did some short film stuff, but nothing.
Are you frustrated with the scripts you get in the sense that you're like, well, I'm at the mercy of some screenwriter? I would think you would take the matter into your own hands the way you did your stand-up career.
Yeah. No, I did a few, comedies that were, that were decent, but more like highlight good. There's moments in them. Right. But as a whole, that's why I'm writing my own stuff now, and we'll see what happens.
Were you popular as a kid in high school?
No, absolutely.
Were you loserish?
Loserish, very introverted, panic attack. I used to have a tree called the throw-up tree on the way to school. And if I could make it past the throw-up, which I never could, I'd be frozen, my hands would be tingling, because the thought of being around people was just horrifying.
You're antisocial in a way.
I'm pretty shy.
You are shy. Were you the type? Did you get laid in high school at all?
Never.
Never?
No.
No girls looked at you?
I did finally lose my virginity in high school, but to my first girlfriend, but she was homely.
Homely, and she acted like she was doing you a favor.
But she was homely now, but she was hot then because I was very homely and zits. And
did you go to college?
No, I did not.
You did not go to college.
No,
you went out to make your career happen.
Stand up in 1990 and never went to college. High school, and that's it.
And
Isn't that funny, though, that you wound up entertaining college kids?
Well, the best thing is when I would do the colleges and I would walk in and then like a teacher or some staff guy would be like, you're here for the show? And I'd be like, I am the show.
Did you start to get laid as you became a stand-up comic?
Oh, yeah.
And then the girls started to take notice of you?
Oh, yeah. Like 22 to 28 was legendary for me. It was
really? Famous chicks, too?
Just kind of,
famous
no,
and
not really at the time.
But really
like
hot.
C-listers at the time.
Yeah, but hot chicks who wanted to be famous.
Yeah, like Soleil Moon Frye's assistant.
Right. That type. Not that you had Soleil Moon Frye's assistant, but that type.
Right. Somebody like her.
Somebody like her.
I've seen her. She's hot, that assistant.
Right. And sometimes two at a time. Did you orgy at all? Was that part of the legend, so to speak?
In Reno, I did that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And how many girls were in the room with you at that time in Reno?
I did. It was my first threesome.
Threesome?
Ever. Yeah.
And you knew how to handle it?
Oh, I was overwhelmed, Howard.
You shoot your load rather rapidly?
I think I knew it was going to happen, so I jerked off a couple of hours early
just like me.
Yeah.
Well, just like every guy. Two.
I did it just like you.
Two girls at the same time. Did they know each other? The girls?
Yes.
How did they know each other?
They were like
prison,
like a men's club, and prison.
Yeah, it was like they knew each other. You met them somewhere doing a show, kind of thing, and they said, "Hey, let's go back to your room and party." And before you know it, they're naked. They're in your bed.
Yeah.
And now, I guess one's handling your penis, the other one's kissing you.
Yeah, I've got like Joey Lawrence hair at the time.
Wow.
I had this huge, like Lethal Weapon mullet, just big hair.
Does a time come where it goes to your head that you start to think you're even better than you are? Like you're a superstar, you're God,
No.
Were you humble always?
Yeah.
You were pretty.
Probably to a fault. I should probably be a little bit more cocky about it.
Embracing your success.
Yeah.
But you had terrible tragedy for not only your parents dying within 9 months of each other, but even worse, you got ripped off financially. And I guess the case is still going on.
I know. I can't talk too much about it.
Can I tell people what I'm talking about here?
Please.
Okay. You had a business manager who was your stepbrother or half brother?
Yeah, half. Yep.
Half brother. In other words, this was your father's second family.
My mom's. Yeah. My mom's ex-husband's son's brothers. Something.
You were close to him growing up?
Oh yeah.
You made him your manager.
Made him
manager.
Bookkeeper.
Made him your bookkeeper.
Yeah.
You're accusing him, I guess, of stealing millions of dollars from you. Millions. 3 million or something like that? Is that the right number? Up.
Yeah.
Is it 11 million?
It's dancing around that number. Sure.
Oh, God.
Oh,
listen, I got to tell you something. First of all, you hear the number $11 million. In order to realize $11 million, you got to make a lot of money.
You got to make 22.
And I think you seem like a pretty grounded guy.
Yeah.
In show business, it's fleeting. You never know how hot you're going to be forever.
That was the nest egg.
That was it. Once you had this $11 million, it gives you a certain creative freedom.
Yes.
A freedom in life. You can afford a home. Because stand-up comics, for the most part, don't make it.
Oh, yeah.
You beat the odds and you made it and you acquired this $11 million.
Absolutely.
How does he get $11 million? I
don't know, man. I still don't know the answers.
You weren't watching the books.
Well, he was my brother.
Right. So how did you come to find out that this has got to be incredibly painful? Because he's the one person you want to be able to trust.
That's the thing is, I can't really talk too much about it because I still don't know. He's in jail, and until the trial, I don't know the answers. It's still a mystery to me.
Right. Will you have to testify?
I'm sure when it finally comes to pass.
Has he written you and said, listen, please, let me out of this?
No.
He's not even
Somebody I talk to pretty much every day of my life.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Somebody you talk to.
How did you discover
when you watch like a 48 Hours, like those were my favorite shows,
Yes.
and I used to watch those shows about people like Double Life and be like, almost kind of like, wow, that'd be kind of interesting to have that happen. Like it was almost so fascinating. Be like, wouldn't that be cool to have? I always wanted my family to have a deep, dark secret. I was like, that'd be great to, or live in a house that has like a ghost child running around, like murdering people. Just something crazy.
You probably told your brother this.
I probably did.
You get a morbid curiosity.
That's going to be his defense.
Yes.
I was just trying to make your fantasy come true. So in all seriousness,
But how did you discover it? I mean, when did you know that you were ripped off?
It all happened literally within, like, at Thanksgiving of last year. Life was just hunky-dory and, coming off, my parents and all this stuff that had happened and starting a new tour. And then within a few days, everything just completely
Hey, did you see the $11 million I had hanging around here?
Is it true that you hired a business manager who then uncovered this, who figured out for you that a lot of money is unaccounted for?
I can't really answer it because I don't know. I mean, I did hire a new business manager, but they didn't really discover. It was just something that kind of happened through a course of a few days. Just like absolutely everything I thought about this person was, I guess I should say allegedly different, but when it's over, I come back and tell you.
No, understood. I feel for you because I imagine there's not too many people in life you can really trust and say, you know what, I trust this person with my life.
And
my
isn't
money.
it great to take a family member along for the ride and to be able to
the thing is,
share everything with them?
He was a corrections officer,
right?
And he was even almost like killed by an inmate. And I went to him and said, because he has a son, I was like, I want you to, I don't want your son worrying about his dad. And so I'm going to double time it.
Wow.
I'm going to go on the road, and I want you to come work with me. And so it was like, this guy was a corrections officer. I hired him to, protect my money, not help it escape.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what a nice thought, too. You're saying, listen, I'm worried about you. Let me take you out of your life where you could get killed. And it's a beautiful thought. And do you feel like, not only betrayal, but do you feel like a dupe? I mean, it's the worst.
Look, it was like an anvil to the head, but I'm one of those people, man, that just, what's next? I'm on to the next thing. I want to wrap it up. I want the truth to, come out.
Surface, and that's it.
And then,
is the money gone, or does he have it somewhere? Is there a chance that you could recover it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, the Attorney General and people they allude to things, but I can't know much. It's a family case, so I can't.
Has it split the family?
No.
It hasn't split the family?
I have 5 sisters, and everybody is like, they know what I'm about, and everybody's just like, they can't believe this guy.
If he is convicted, how far would the sentencing go? How long?
I don't know, because it's a state case, so it's like, I know that's different from if it was a federal level, but Yeah,
Sometimes
man.
you get more time for that than murder itself because we value property.
I'm learning as I go, but it's been it's been a wild year to say the least.
I'm sorry about that. I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
got to be really, really awful. I mean, to lose your parents in 1 year and then have your brother allegedly do this to you is unbelievable.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did you ever feel any guilt putting him in jail or none whatsoever?
No, I'm one of those people. It's like if karma gets you, and whatever you put out there is going to come back.
How is it you've never had a drink of alcohol in your life? Are you not curious to at least see what this is all about, or what's going on here?
I look at Artie and I feel like he's like me in another dimension.
You're the opposite.
Way out.
Right. No, but seriously, how do you never have a drink of alcohol, or you've never tried a drug?
Never.
Never smoked weed?
Nothing.
I mean, it almost points out what you say. You were such an introvert and sort of, let's say, nerdy in high school that maybe you never were part of that scene.
Okay,
But sometimes that's how people loosen up.
Yeah.
That's true. But here's the thing: is I knew even when I was like my best friend in school was like he was like the biggest. He was drinking Jaeger before classes and he was getting stoned. We were like Goofus and Gallant. It was like I was like the Halo guy and he was. And he, and so we were buddies, and but I'm like one of those people. I'm not competitive outwardly, but I'm really competitive with myself. And if I did coke, I would have to be the most coked guy in the room.
Right, you'd want to be the best coked guy in the
God
world, right.
on the roof.
So, in other words, your personality is such that even if you drank, you would become an alcoholic.
If I do something,
it.
I take it all the way to insanely ridiculous levels.
So there's no moderation, and there's no way you fear in a way taking a drink.
I don't fear it. No, I think I'm going to wait on like 50 and just do heroin and meth and everything. Just rock it out.
I don't know. I don't think so. So, but yet you seem like a very grounded, very focused guy.
Sure.
And then I hear that when you were doing a stand-up somewhere, you got heckled and you jumped off the stage and beat the guy over the head with a microphone. Is that true?
I got in a little bit of a fisticuffs years ago outside Nashville with a guy.
Isn't that
but I didn't just jump
way
off the
to react?
You don't understand.
What happened?
Really, how pissed you can get at those people.
What happened?
Like you do a lot of gigs and like crappy Chinese food restaurants that they turn into comedy clubs when you're coming up. And
it's got to be depressing.
The guy threw like a Buddha mug at me, or something. Something came out of nowhere, and then he
threw something.
Yeah.
He threw something at me. It might have been like a spare rib, or I don't know what it was, but I saw some debris come through the spotlight there, and then I said something about his girl. I went like right after his girlfriend because she was just yammering and fucking obnoxious. So.
This
and
is
then
the nightmare couple.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna kick your ass in front of everybody, and the rest of the crowd got like Thunderdome. They were like, we want to see it. Yeah. Do it, kick his ass. And like, so they were egging me on, and that old thing, like one time I was in high school, I didn't like to fight. I was so scared, and these bullies forced me to fight another kid who was also a pussy. Two pussies fighting each other in the schoolyard. We're literally both like hitting and being like, "Are you all right?" Like we're crying and
my
like,
God, such a gladiator.
Are you all right?
Like the
it was like Sean Penn in Bad Boys.
feeding
like
the Romans to the. Yeah, well, go ahead. So
I ended up getting in like this this physical confrontation with an audience member and
wow. And did you kick his ass?
No, he kind of kicked my ass.
Yeah, how hard?
But I did get a good shot in with the mic, and it did that nice feedback sound.
But you were brave.
I did. I had to, stand up for myself because it was, you can't have a spare rib thrown at you during a show and not.
Now get back to this financial thing for one more question. Because I forgot to. Do you now have money, or are you bankrupt?
No, I have money.
You have money?
Yeah. I mean, I continued to tour even beginning, before that happened and then throughout. So it's. I've been pretty blessed that I have great fans, and
yeah, sure,
I'm in a good spot.
I mean, it's unbelievable. What do you think of comics who are working? And is there a certain age they should give it up, hang it up, like
if they're not making
if
it?
a guy hits 50 years old.
I was doing gigs, Howard, with Rodney. I used to host for Rodney at the Laugh Factory, before he passed away.
Sure.
Still, when he would come in with an earpiece on, and his girl would sit up in the balcony and are you gonna go into the thing about the your wife and the sexual like she would feed them the lines, and
really
he was still killing. Rodney would kill, and he would do that thing too. It was like it shows you how like comics were all a little insecure and fucked up. he would come in, I would host, and he would always do this thing, Rodney, where I would have to say, ladies and gentlemen, we have a legend here, Rodney Dangerfield, and Rodney would stand up, and, you know, he would do this, and I would say, Rodney, would you come up for a minute? Would you come up?
And so it was all planned.
Yeah, he had to have this. And he'd say, no. And I would have to say to the crowd, do you guys want to see Rodney? And they would go, yeah. And Rodney would kind of, do his thing. And then, come, Rodney, you're going to... And, like, I was making him come up. But every time...
Did he need that because he wanted it to seem spontaneous, that like all of a sudden he just came up and blew away the crowd, or did he want it because he didn't really want to be in a small club and he was just doing everyone a favor?
I think it's like that thing where I know if you don't do stand-up for a little bit, not only do you get like, you feel like a newbie all over again, but you just feel like, do they care? Or they get, this...
Rodney was insecure to the day he died, is what
I believe
saying.
so, yeah.
Wow, isn't that something, with all of his success?
Yeah, man.
And all the
but
movies
I believe
and
you can do
everything.
stand-up until you're,
Why is it important to you as a stand-up comedy guy to... I see guys do this. You beat Dave Chappelle's record of staying on stage for over 6 hours. There seems to be some sort of longevity.
What is the reason for that record?
Yeah, why do you need to do that? I don't understand what the thing is there.
It really wasn't. It was a local... It's not a world record. I think some dude in... Europe stayed on stage for like 9 days or some shit.
You were on 7 hours. You did 7 hours straight on stage.
I did.
Holy shit. Is that hard for the audience? I mean, I don't care who you. I don't care if you're Steve Martin. I mean, it's 7 hours on stage.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Why did you do it?
Because it was okay. There was a record at the Laugh Factory that Pryor had set like 3 hours 50 minutes, and then I had done like 4.5 hours. Years ago, and then Chappelle came and was like, man, I'm gonna break that Dane Cook's record, man. Give me the mic. And so he went up and he did 6.5 hours, but if you know Dave, like 4 hours of it was like lighting a cigarette.
Yeah. He's got a slow
and deliberate.
Moving a stool for
right.
Dave's got like, man, I'm gonna move the stool, man. Blow a smoke ring, man.
It's a good bit.
So when you're growing up, who is the person that inspired you?
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, right?
That was the comedy album that I held on to, and my sister saw him at Madison Square Garden, and I remember the night she came home, I was 14, 15, and she said, I just saw this guy, Dane, and he stood on stage, and she told me that he did this, 20,000 people, and I said, I'm going to play Madison Square Garden someday.
Was anybody in your family a comic, or where do you get that from?
Everybody was kind of funny.
Right.
Yeah.
But
either funny or stealing money.
But it takes right. But it takes
hilarious.
balls, which is funny if you're not the guy getting stolen from. Well, I mean, it does take balls to get up on stage that first time. Were you horrible the first time you got up?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The first few years are just absolutely, cringeworthy when you kind of watch it back. But yeah.
I feel like a lot of comedians are jealous of you. I think maybe it's the internet thing and the tremendous success with playing stadiums, right? Joe Rogan accused you of stealing his material. Do you get that a lot? Do you feel that's out of jealousy, or do you feel there's some legitimate claim there?
No, I don't. It's definitely not legitimate claim. Right. But the thing is about it, it's tough to talk about from the perspective of a person. You're the perfect example. You start to get the success, and then there's the same people that were once saying you're the shit, you're the next big thing. Every DJ for a couple of years was like playing my bits and touting me, and I knew I was already in like the
fetal position.
Like, I'm gonna get smashed.
Rolling Stone magazine called you like the up-and-coming great comedian of all time, and then the following year when you had your success,
like the following week,
the following week said you were a piece of shit and you don't deserve any success.
Oh, that's nice. Are they nice?
I know.
But you know what? But I know that feeling because
that's a turnaround.
I've been on the cover of Rolling Stone twice. The cover of Rolling Stone was a big deal to me.
Of course.
And then I remember when we started on Satellite, after our first show, the guy wrote a review and said that we were the worst thing ever. We were great until then, and then we got on Satellite, we were terrible. And it upset me, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're I love comics. I respect comedy, the art of comedy. It's all I ever wanted to do since I was a kid. So when people that you respect especially are the ones kind of, slinging at you, it's confusing.
Right.
If anything else. But I never really responded to it because it's just superfluous, and you're not a thief a little bit. You're a thief entirely, or you're not. And if you look at everything I've done you can clearly see that these are my ideas, and I don't know.
Right.
People say what they're going to say, man.
That's right, but you don't let it bother you. But you are an angry guy. You have
I'm an angry guy.
You have a couple of incidents which are very interesting.
I
here.
do?
Yes.
Oh,
It says here, according to the New York Post, Dane was once kicked out of Smith & Wollensky Steakhouse for
Not
being
true.
too difficult.
Absolutely
According
not
to an
true.
employee, Dane's assistant ordered for him. He got a steak and sent it back 3 times. The chef was furious. Eventually, we told him enough is enough, and they threw you out of Smith & Wollensky.
That
Any
is
truth
not
to the-
that is not true. It's the chicken parmesan, those douchebags. No, that absolutely not true. I laughed when I read that. Not true at all.
So, in other words, there's no fact there at all.
I've never been kicked out of any restaurant in my entire life.
Cook. I said this earlier this morning. The Post once wrote that I bought a stripper at Scores a brand new car or Mercedes or something.
But when you're famous, you have to actually ask yourself, is somebody impersonating me out there and doing these things?
Yeah,
and
I mean,
getting
that's
them
kind
written?
But when I read that, I'm like, okay, not only is it a slow news day, but they're like, let's make up some real boring slow news. It's like, pick an A-lister to lie about.
As of June 2007, Dane was single. Then he dated Costa Rican singer Raquel Houghton.
Yeah,
that sounds hot to me.
Oh, she's beautiful. I'm with her now. I'm back with Raquel Houghton.
Are you living with her?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And she sings.
Oh, she sings. Except she just had a tonsillectomy that went wrong.
Yeah.
And she was hemorrhaging and bleeding, and she's not singing right now.
But she will be able to again?
Yes.
Tonsillectomy.
Yeah.
What got caught in her throat? This is a hot chick. Are we marrying this one, or is no way you'll ever get married? Because
I don't know. I don't know what I feel about marriage entirely. But
you in love with her?
Yeah, she's
You're
cool.
in love.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
That must be awfully good what you're getting over there.
I don't masturbate violently anymore.
I got to see a picture of this chick.
I masturbate lovingly.
Young chick? How old are we talking about?
17.
17,
No.
nice. From Costa Rica. Those are impressionable girls.
Oh,
those
she's
Costa
beautiful.
Ricans.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. You met the family?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is the greatest. 2008. Jessica Alba, I guess you worked with her on a movie.
I did.
Hot chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
No interest in her?
Oh, yeah. She was, but she had a boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
No chance for romance.
No.
She says, and this is what I would do on a film. She says that you purposely did a lot of extra love scenes and nude scenes with girls in order to, mess around with the girls.
Oh, my goodness.
Purposely did nude scenes.
Jessica Alba accused you.
I purposely wrote nude scenes.
Just
accused
undressed.
you and other cast members of tricking female extras into shooting unnecessary sex scenes for their own enjoyment on the set of Good Luck Chuck.
Yeah, this sounds legitimate.
Now, why would she say? Did you get along with her when you made the movie?
Oh, yeah. She's cool people.
Did you ever call her up and say, "Why are you saying this about me?"
I did.
So what did she say?
She said she wrote me an email back saying, things are misconstrued and the entire thing wasn't quoted. And I'm like, what was the beginning or ending of that quote? Hey, watch me be ironic. Hey, I'm about to go into Bizarro world for a minute. Let's.
I mean, if you were going to do that, do the scenes with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about what.
I mean, because that seems kind of, seems kind of sleazy, and it's a really damaging accusation. I think.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, who would do
It
that?
Hurtful.
continues to show up in print every time you want to do an interview.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing is, all this, that's what's really interesting is like everything sticks on the internet. Everything is fresh news, like even the Joe Rogan, like I have nothing with Joe or even like Louis C.K., like we worked all that stuff out.
Louis C.K. was another comedian who gave you shit and said you ripped off material.
Yes.
And you called him and you said, look, here's what I'm doing.
I wrote him a passionate email, just talking about everything, putting it out there. He wrote me back, and we were sitting on a couch a year later at Comics Come Home. Good set.
But you're right. The
internet, fans get in and they like
the internet. The very thing that helped your career can also hurt it.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
yeah. Absolutely.
What do you mean that the Jessica Alba thing? I don't think I would have let her off the hook for that because that's not cool.
That
I don't like.
Really creepy.
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, how can you take that in stride?
Because
if somebody said that about me, I'd be really hurt. I really would.
I know, but Howard, if you kept everything that everybody said about you on your mind, you would.
But wait a second. Here's a woman you worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, you develop a certain respect for each other,
Right.
I assume.
But she said 10 other really wonderful things, or during junkets, she said amazing things too. So I don't know. Maybe she was having a bad period.
I don't know. But to say, hey, Dane was doing unnecessary sex scenes, it was pornography.
Well, I did. I like I said, I reached out and I said I thought that was uncalled for, and why would you?
I think she should issue a retraction. What do you think of that?
Well, she did to me.
Yeah, great. This I like about you. You say that you have incredible phone sex skills. What are you talking about here? Because I'm bad at this phone sex.
Yeah.
You're saying when because you're on the road with your comedy all the time. Sure. The Costa Rican. She's away from you, I guess.
Yeah.
She doesn't travel with you all the time.
Right.
You call her up and you begin this phone sex.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you're able to beat off with her saying dirty things
How
to
do
you.
you initiate?
I think that's so hot. What's the matter? Oh, let me see a picture. Here's a picture of your girlfriend I've never seen.
And then you can start.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at this. From not getting laid in high school. Wait, Artie, Robin.
I think I might have seen a picture of her somewhere. But let me see if it's the same one.
This might be one of the hottest chicks on the planet. Look at that.
Yeah.
And those are real boobs, right?
Yes.
Look at this. And look at
For
this.
now. For now.
Robin.
What?
You'll go get it. She's hot.
She's lovely.
The only thing bad about
Well,
this
I'm
picture is
happy for you.
the only thing bad about this picture is the Red Sox hat. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Red Sox hat.
No, that's a looker.
You can't see that, huh, Robin?
No,
Yeah.
I can't.
Boy, I like her.
I look forward to ruining this relationship.
Will you ruin it?
No. But maybe for the bits.
I've done that.
Everything's for the material.
And you have phone sex with her?
Yeah.
Is she good at it?
Yeah, she's good at it, but I think I'm better.
Well, what do you do?
you
What
ever
do
feel?
you say?
Do you ever feel ridiculous having
Yeah,
phone sex?
I wanna hear.
I get self-conscious. Pretend you're talking to Robin on the phone. What do you mean? You get nude in the bed in the hotel?
You know what it is? It's just, first of all, I have a very wide vernacular, so I know a lot of interesting
You watch
words.
a lot of porn.
Know a lot of the slang, the jargon. I'm a bit of a verbologist.
Yes, but with girls, you got to be careful. Like you can't say like
You
the word
can't
cunt,
creep 'em out,
right?
yeah.
You
'Cause-
can.
You can?
If you say it lovingly, like, oh, baby, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
Like
that's the move.
But you gotta.
I wouldn't even try that.
Let me try
I
that.
think he's
You
going to
gotta-
get you into trouble.
Let me try that. Oh, baby, you can't.
No.
No.
No good? What was the difference?
I don't know. You sound like you just sat on something. I love you, pussy.
No, I mean, you got to be really careful because, like, I know my wife. She gets
Girls love confidence. So if you're confident even in your phone sex, that's why it's like you can be a comedian and be butt ugly and get laid, because if you have the confidence to make a room full of people laugh, women respond to that.
Do you begin? How do you get into it? Do you just say, "What are you wearing?"
Cunt.
No, I go.
What are you wearing?
Do you open with cunt?
What do you open with? If you don't mind.
Song.
Okay. No, but what do you say? Hey, how was your day? Blah blah blah, and then you go, "Oh, baby, this girl's very very good looking. I can see why you want to engage her." But what is the line? How do you get the move in?
We do some role playing sometimes. Sometimes I pretend I'm a super spy. I'll be like, I've infiltrated the base, and I know where you are.
Yeah.
See, I would keep that phone call going and call the cops on the other line.
You what?
You infiltrated the base?
I'm moving out.
I have the president of Costa Rica tied to a chair, and I will murder him if you don't suck my balls.
I'm sucking your balls. I see.
Please don't kill the president.
Please don't kill the president. The president of Costa Rica is changing the whole world.
See, when I role play with a hot chick,
Wait, there's a woman on the phone that wants to have phone sex with you. Right now.
let's see the skills.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
That's a dude.
How are you?
That's a guy.
Talk to her and give her some respect. Go
That's
ahead.
a guy. That's Gary or something with some voice modulator on.
Go ahead. Talk to Dane.
I'd like to help you come.
You're 75 years old.
You sound so youthful.
Oh, my.
I'm ready to fuck.
Oh, my God.
Can't get into it?
I want to tickle your prostate.
Oh, she sounds like a Haitian lady I used to work with at the nursing home.
Can I put my finger in your ass?
All right, honey. You're not turning him on.
That is horrible.
But that is amazing. It's some girlfriend you got there,
Yeah,
huh?
she's cool.
What does she weigh? Probably nothing.
What does she weigh?
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, she's pretty thin.
How you meet a girl like that?
I met her.
Jennifer Aniston's house?
Huh, what?
I don't know, party.
I don't get her.
No.
No, I met her at the comedy club, of course.
No kidding.
Years ago.
She was at a show and...
Yeah, she worked there.
Look at you.
That's how it goes.
By the way, you can see Dane Cook and Friends tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the New York Comedy Festival. Is that true? It's in Madison Square Garden.
That's it.
Who's the friends? I mean, just different comics you respect?
Bill Burr is going to be there. A lot of guys I started with. Kind of the group I came up with. Robert Kelly, Gary Gulman is going to be on the show. And then I get some remote stuff from George Lopez, Sarah Silverman. I asked Artie if he wanted to swing in and do a set. I said, even though we're not friends,
that was very nice.
Dane Cook and acquaintances. For when,
guys I kind of know.
Guys that are not.
Is the garden intimidating in the sense that it's such a big room? I mean, how do you play to the garden?
That I was telling Dane that the biggest room I ever played was for something called Comics Come Home. When I did Rescue Me, Dennis Leary asked me to do something with him. A charity he always does. And it was 7,000 people.
Wow.
And because of being on this show, I'm able to do 4,000 or 5,000 sometimes, which is unbelievable. Yeah. But it's so, when you come up playing 300 or 200 or even 100-person clubs, the timing is so different. It's like when you get a laugh, you almost have to wait for the wave of laugh to come down, and then it affects you.
Dane, there's not too many comics who play 20,000 seats.
Maybe 4 in history.
Yeah, how'd you learn how to do that? I mean, you went from small clubs to boom, 20,000 seats, no?
No, because like I said, man, this is 20 years on New Year's Eve. Okay. And so all through late 90s into 2000, I was doing all college stuff at like 10,000, sometimes seaters. And
wow.
I was building up a fan base for a long time before, people thought I was an overnight whatever.
No stage intimidates you, huh?
No.
Things sound good aside from losing 11 mil.
Things are good.
Yeah.
Girlfriend didn't threaten to leave when she heard you lost 11 mil?
No. She knew I had a few bucks underneath the mattress.
She knows you have a couple of mil left. That's pretty good. Do you ever worry with a hot chick like that? I mean, when you go on the road, do you ever get jealous and worry that she could be fucking some guy on the side?
No. No, you can't think, that would be terrifying. I used to think like that. I was the paranoid guy for a long time, too.
Now you're secure.
Yeah, checking in every hour and all that stuff.
Vey.
Yeah, it took a long time to get through that crap.
What's the longest time you've been separated from this beautiful girl?
We were on and off for a little bit.
On and off for a little bit?
I was off for a year and dated some pretty amazing women. And then once I was done with that, back into...
You broke up with her?
Yeah.
And then you said you went out and dated?
Yes.
Couple of hot chicks.
I had to. Here's the thing: is when you're like the homely whatever kid in school. I was like, I told my family, I go, I want to date the most beautiful women in the world.
Right.
And so my goal when we were on this break, and then I was, kind of hanging out A-list, for a minute doing that. I was like, all right, I'm going for it.
Who will you date? Like famous chicks, right?
I don't really. I will for you tell one person who nobody knows that I dated.
Who is it?
Nice.
But I can. I
share.
I can't get too.
Who is it?
Oh, Howard meant share.
Who is it?
The hottest woman in the world, very talented too. I'll give her props. Was the Pussycat Dolls?
Yeah.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead singer.
You were dating her.
Yeah.
Nobody knew for about 7 or 8 months.
And that's a hot chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happens there where you break up?
What doesn't?
What? No, I'm saying. Why break up if it's that good? Sexually was good?
Well, because at the same time, it's like, Hollywood and people that are like, I don't want to date me.
Right.
And she was just really very driven, and you can't be with that for a long time.
It's hard.
You don't want to be on a break. You don't want to be on a break and have to be like, I just want to fucking come home and sit, play some video games and have your girl be like, oh, I'm in Morocco.
Right, you want to be with her.
You gotta come see me. I'm in Nice, France. To hop on the... It's like, I'm a homebody. When I'm not doing shows, I just want to relax.
And this girl, she's with you.
But that was it. It was like, okay, she's cool. She's, fan of my comedy. Make her laugh. And then, make this dream come true from this awkward kid of, dating one of the hottest chicks for a minute.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. But everybody's happy now.
Wait, somebody else is on the phone wants to have phone sex.
No.
Maybe this will work out better. Let's try.
Howard.
Go ahead, honey.
Hello.
Okay, what do you want to say to Dane?
I love a hot load on my face.
Wow.
Well, who doesn't? Ultimately.
Right into
Join the club, pal.
You love a hot load on your
face? With his dick in my mouth.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I once sucked a black cock.
Oh,
it was so big, I puked all over his balls.
You sound very pensive.
I don't think you
got it, Hot Buns.
Buns.
You don't want to.
Talking. I'm getting ready to come.
All right, easy does it.
Is that the computer voice from War Games?
That is unbelievable.
Do you want to play game of chess.
Jim, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey Dane, big fan, man. I even let my kids listen to you. ages 16 to 9, man. I don't care. You're just friggin' hilarious, even though Artie doesn't think so.
Oh,
Artie, you don't think I'm funny?
I never said that.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'm only kidding. Hey, Howard, did you ever see Dane's movie, My Best Friend's Girl?
Yes, with Kate Hudson.
Fucking hilarious.
So
But she admitted though that Dane, that you guys hooked up.
she admits that the two of you had sex.
This is a first. Why would I?
He's embarrassed to
you
have banged her,
deny it?
obviously.
No, unless I had cheated and I was trying to hide something. But no, man, I didn't. We did not have a dalliance.
He would be the first to admit it, I'm sure.
She had a boyfriend.
Well,
she was with Dax Shepard.
Let me tell you something. Sounds like a good life.
I
Sounds
can't
like
complain,
you're living the dream.
And you know what? Now I finally got to say I did Howard Stern.
I'm so glad you came in today.
I've been trying for years, man.
Wow.
I told Gary I was sending my first CD 10 years ago.
You happen to be a great guest.
Oh, thanks.
You talked
I'll
about
be funnier
stuff.
next time.
This was a good interview. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving you the 10. I bet you the audience would too.
All right.
I'm telling
It
you.
was a funny thing happened. I don't know if Dane remembers this. A couple of years ago, I was in Boston. I was doing a gig for the great Bill Blumenreich, who we both know, promoter up there.
God rest his soul.
And I was in front of my hotel in the car waiting to go to the gig.
Right.
And it was kind of a rainy night, and I was tired on the road, didn't want to go do this gig and everything. And I guess Dane was in a car right in back of me, and he noticed me walking in. I had never met him, and I hear a knock on the window. And it's Dane Cook, and he said, "Hey, Artie, I just wanted to say hi." And I said, "Hey, Dane, how you doing, man?" He goes, "I'd love to come on the show sometimes, or how would like it, blah blah blah." And he said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to do a gig out in New Hampshire, stand-up gig tonight." I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to make a movie with Drew Barrymore." He was on his way to the set of like an $80 million motion picture.
Hey, Dane, are you friends with these people in the sense that like you go to their parties, like you don't party with Drew Barrymore's house? I imagine there's a real wild scene going on.
No, man. I'm like, I do my shows and the show's over. I'm kind of homebody,
Yeah, but when you
Well,
live in
that's
LA,
what I was wondering, because you were talking about making these friendships on the sets. Do you keep
I did
these
that
friendships?
when celebrities were like I used to hang out at the Laugh Factory, and like you'd look and like Bruce Willis would walk into the club next door, or like Halle Berry. I did that, But then,
you don't get to go to
and you're Spencer. You don't hang out with Spencer and fucking reality.
I don't mean that, but you don't get to go to Angelina Jolie's Christmas party at Brad's house.
I get invited to a lot of stuff, but I'm selective. I've never been invited to Angelina Jolie's.
You don't go to David Arquette's house every Sunday in Malibu for the big
You're
party.
not playing basketball with them?
You don't play at Gary Shanley's house?
Oh yeah, the big badminton tournament.
Gary Shanley has a badminton tournament going on. All right, listen, it's good to see you still have your head on straight.
Thanks, man.
I haven't gotten carried away. Where are you off to next to promote? I understand you got a very busy schedule.
The tour rages on. It goes all the way through to when I hit like I said, 20 years. It'll be my hometown of Boston on New Year's Eve at the Boston Garden.
And today you're doing a bunch of promotions as well, right? You're doing a bunch of interviews.
Yeah.
Where are you going to next? That's what I want to know.
Alexa Chung, baby.
Alexa Chung.
She seems to be on the rise.
Oh yeah, you're going to talk to her?
Yeah, she's apparently a model who has a talk show.
No kidding.
Is that
But
right?
everybody, it's the hot thing.
Will you seduce her?
Will I seduce her?
Yes.
If she wants me to do the phone sex, then I.
It was good to have you here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, really enjoyed meeting you.
Hello.
Dane, how'd it go, man?
It was very good, man. I had a good time in there. Finally busted my Howard cherry. I've been trying to get on here for 10 years.
Yeah, he said he wished you would have came on earlier, and he said you were a good guest. How does that feel coming from Howard?
Very good, man. This is the guy who meets everybody. Howard knows everybody. So getting the thumbs up is I'm going to have a good day today.
And what do you think about that phone sex? Two callers.
Probably one of the most embarrassing things. I'm sure if I ever hear it on playback, I will cringe.
Yeah, but you say you're so good at it, though.
I am pretty good at it, but I got to be more in the moment, and there has to be a girl. I'm looking at Howard, and I'm trying to reenact phone sexual
The first
moments.
one was a girl.
I don't know about that. That was an old girl.
She's dead, but she was a girl. So you had a good time today, man?
I did, man. It was fun. I look forward to. They asked me to come back, and hopefully, maybe I'll be a friend of the show. That would be kind of cool.
Nice, man.
Yeah, put me on the speed dial, and I'll call in or come in and hang.
Cool. All right, thanks.
All
for
right,
stopping
you
by.
got it. Later.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Welcome to Celebrity Superfan Roundtable with hosts Jeff Probst and Natalie May, with Jerry O'Connell, Krista Miller, and Mark McGrath. Broadcasting from Nobu Restaurant in Los Angeles. All here to discuss the Howard Stern Show. Celebrity Superfan Roundtable.
Welcome to the second Howard Stern Celebrity Superfan Roundtable. Natalie and I did this about a year ago, right?
Hello, hello. Yes, it was a year ago. I can't believe it.
And it was so much fun, we decided to do it again. New guest this time. We have with us today Jerry O'Connell, who...
I've been a guest. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor here, and I just want to say Lisa Glassberg is here, and I saw her take a shit here at Nobu.
You did?
A huge steaming shit.
Have you ever seen Steve Langford's huge penis?
No. I have not, no.
It's huge.
It's a myth. I think
How did
Mark
you get
has.
that black eye?
I have a black eye?
Yeah, did Rebecca...
Jerry who everybody knows is a big fan, was on with Kimmel and me. We did a trivia thing in which Kimmel destroyed us both.
I think you destroyed me as well, and I still get a lot of crap for that. A lot.
And we also have Krista Miller, big time Stern fan.
Big time.
With a big time TV career. Going back to Drew Carey Show, Scrubs, now Cougar Town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm a little bit nervous, though.
There's no nerves here.
Okay.
It's all Stern fans. We're all in the same family.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You only have to get nervous if we ask you to ride the Sibian.
Oh, I'm doing that. I'm going to do that.
No, don't do that. Don't ever do that.
And
Don't
rounding
ever
out
do
the
that.
table, Mark McGrath.
Thank you
from,
for your call.
Sugar Ray and Extra, and now back with Sugar Ray with an album that ties into Krista's world, which is music for Cougars.
That's right. I canceled a county fair to be here tonight, so I'm feeling good. And I guess Jillian Barbieri was busy, so thanks you guys for having me.
And we should thank Nobu here in West Hollywood for having us once again.
Richie Notar.
Before we get too far into this, I want to establish everybody's credibility as a Stern listener.
Okay.
So, things like where we listen, how often we listen. Krista, when do you...
All right, well, firstly, I grew up in New York City, and my mom is young and cool, and I have listened to Howard for forever. And there is nowhere I go in my house that I don't touch that keypad and satellite comes on, and then sometimes I have to press it again, if it's on 101, if I've missed the morning show, and then it's in my car. And that's pretty much my life. And when my kids come in, I say, can you push that red button where the light is, and they turn it off.
Well, and how great is it that on 100 it plays all the time?
It's changed my life, but Howard's my buddy. I get a little bit, I don't know if you guys feel this way, I get a little stomach ache when he's talking about the new contract and everything. Like, it makes me feel like, where is my life then?
I know.
I'll have to make a life change.
Yeah, it actually, I have to tell you, I have a different reaction. It makes me a little angry, to be honest. I feel like, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I feel like, and I've really thought about this on the way over here because I knew we were going to talk about it. I feel like Howard invited us all to a party. And that's satellite radio, and said, stop listening to terrestrial, come over to my house, I'm going to throw a fucking kick-ass party.
Right.
And he did.
Right. And we all installed it in our cars,
and
our
we
houses.
now we live by it in our houses and our cars. And now he's saying, I'm going to blow this fucking party, I'm out of here. And it's kind of pissing me off a little bit, and I think it's a little rude to us as people who pay for this life-changing service.
Yeah.
And also, I got to tell you, I feel bad for guys like Jason Kaplan and like JD.
But he hasn't said he's doing anything.
And I understand that, and I realize it's a negotiation tactic and all this stuff, and obviously it's dealing with people who are a lot more powerful than I even can imagine. But there's something that's like, I kind of feel like, I mean, maybe he's pulled Gary aside and told him what he's doing, or Tim Sabian, but I feel like we're owed just like, look, this is what I'm going to do, this is kind of where I'm going. I feel like we're owed that. We all came over, we all changed our listening habits, we did what Howard told us to do. And
Like
now
good
we're
little
owed
boys and
now we're owed an explanation. He can't just leave our party without saying, "Hey man, I got to go. I got this other party that I got to go to."
He said he would do it for 5 years. We all knew that was what the contract was. We pay. I'll go wherever he goes, and I
$12
personally
nothing. You kidding me? A month?
I get more pissed at Sirius for the way it seems like they might be treating him, or just the stations. I think they need to wear a better hat and know their direction, because I'm sorry, it's not music. I can listen to my iPod, I can listen to a million internet channels and just type in one artist and then it'll give me an entire playlist of that. They need to have content, and Howard is serious.
Well, Natalie, what would you do without liquid metal, though?
that.
What would you do without liquid metal? You know, I mean, come on.
I've got that playlist.
The
Let's
bummer
take
is you're
a
coming
quick
from an
poll,
emotional
though.
place, though. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but you can't throw a great party every night, and that's what Howard's done. You know, the bummer for me though is when you hear the Thursday news wrap-ups when they're doing the news, the joy in their voices that they got the weekend off, it's palpable. You can tell they're lighter, they're laughing, and that to me is a huge sign, man. You know that the end is sort of coming. It's almost a
So
metaphor.
you think he's going to retire?
I know Howard loves his life with Beth and in Hamptons, and he likes to just play kissy face and hang out with Beth. Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? I think he's done his mark. I don't think he's going to return as we know Howard, but I think he cannot stay away from the radio. I think Ralph was right yesterday. He's going to take a 6-month leave, refigure it out, and configure the show.
Natalie, do you think he's going to leave? Really?
I don't think he's going to leave radio. I believe he might leave Sirius, and I think Sirius needs to appreciate what they have, and they need to realize that Howard is Sirius. If he goes, I don't know what anybody is going to specifically pay for that they can't find
So
elsewhere.
is he going to do like a podcast type deal?
I think he could go to the internet. We'd all follow him. He'd make even more.
I have to say, a couple of radio personalities do podcasts, and they are kind of
You said
enjoyable.
doo-doo.
Adam Carolla does. He does a good job.
Do
Yeah.
do caca pee
But
pee
it's like
poo poo.
Krista said, it is such a lifestyle.
It's huge.
To be able to turn on the radio any time of day or night and hear Howard Stern on 100.
I got the biggest boner yesterday. I figured out how to get Howard Stern on my iPhone. I don't know if he knows it. You know what I'm saying?
No, he
seriously.
doesn't.
And like, I don't know if I'm blowing it, but like, my whole life opened up again. And then I got sad because like, I got 11 months of this, or like 12, and so like, it kind of bummed me out a little bit.
So
But,
the iPhone would be like downloading something off LimeWire.
I don't care what it is.
Of
As Howard
Sugar Ray.
Stern concerned, I'll go to jail for that, man. You know what I mean? I just love the guy. The guy gave me my career. My girlfriend turned me on to Howard Stern, and I went to Howard Stern in '95 for my band, the first time. I brought my girlfriend with me. She ended up marrying Scott Eisinger. I've made the ultimate sacrifices for this fucking show. You know what I'm saying?
Your girlfriend is married
ended
to
up
Scott?
marrying Scott Eisinger. So y'all made your sacrifices. We put she stole my girlfriend. The show did, married her.
And it was
all right?
okay
I'm
with
sitting
you.
there lonely in the hills with my dogs, going, "What happened to me? Where's my band? Where are my friends?" You know what I mean? But I don't care because I love Howard. It's
Natalie,
such a part of my life.
you listen more than anyone, maybe is like Krista, all the time. Every time I call you, you said, I'm listening to Stern every minute, every day.
Yes, it has gotten a little less. I don't listen to every repeat, and I don't listen to the repeat of the upcoming repeats on Fridays. Whoa, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you also
please.
be less pissed if just when I don't think it's so much that people get mad that Howard takes off.
It's the live
It's
program.
it's what's left for us when he's gone. Like they just really need to do more programming and things that we want to listen to, because the big breaks have gotten better. There's specials that they've created. I enjoy them. They're really interesting. But then sometimes it just seems a little
Well, I'm in the
bit-
minority because I don't catch every minute of every show, and I
How
like
dare you.
Fridays
Well,
and the weekends.
Bring the
because I
Friday
can-
show back.
I need a new co-host.
Because I can get caught up.
Your special prize.
You got a job.
If it's a very busy week for me, because I don't have it, I know it's terrible in my bungalow yet. They haven't thought that was a necessity.
When's your contract
at
up?
work.
Not a
Yeah,
real
when
fan.
I renegotiate, I will get that, but I don't have it. And so then if I miss on the weekends, then I can catch up a little bit, and I'm a little excited. You know, that I haven't
That's good.
seen.
No, they can do a repeat, but
If-
Friday we get to hear everything we just heard, and then Saturday
With a couple JD like observations in
the
between the, you know, and like I
more.
love the guy, but I'd rather hear Chuck Zito for 6 hours. That's like some live content.
What
I remember
about
how
this?
excited I heard because Master Tape Theater was coming back, and like I hear the old tapes, and it doesn't have that zing because the new show
No.
is flying on all cylinders so radically. You know, hearing something from '86 Todd Bridges, it's like, all right, man, you know what I mean?
I know.
I have to tell you, the vacation time this summer
Yes.
really made me
Hurt me
angry.
bad.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry to be
I
angry
I
guy
agree.
here and saying
How
like,
many weeks did you take off this year, O'Connell?
I didn't take any time off.
From
I
your
have
dad.
kids now. I sit at home. We all listen on the internet. we listen in the car.
I mean in life. Did you take any breaks? Because I sometimes hear Howard saying,
my
"Look, I'm
kids'
taking a
first words were
vacation."
"Pop, pop, boo."
I don't mean from the show.
That was your kid.
I mean from your job, where you take a break from what you do. When I hear people call up and say, "Howard, what is this, man?
Yeah,
you
that's
take a day off?" And he says, "I do 5 hours a day every day."
I understand that. It's
Sometimes I
4
need
days a
time
week.
off.
Listen, I'm the last guy to. It is a wham. And they work 4 or 5 hours and they go home. Look, they work their ass off, and I love what they do. But like, I used to move drywall. That fucking sucks, man. 12 hours a day. It's you know, their job is tough, and they got to create content. I get it, but you know, they work 4 days a week.
What if they went
work
to
4 days a week.
afternoons? What if Howard didn't have to get up anymore? He comes
I'd
in at
love it.
noon.
All
How
day.
would that change your listening?
Not one bit.
I think it would be okay for me. I would just, because if they're replaying it, although, it is my morning
routine.
Buddy. But sometimes I have to be late for work, so my morning routine is at noon, so I think I'm okay.
Would it make it less topical, Natalie?
Yes, I think it's kind of how it is listening back to the old shows. The news changes minute by minute.
That's true.
in this day and
we live in.
age.
But the replays are they do it so much. You're not going to miss the show. You're going to get the show. But like in terms of like that in the morning talk about what happened in the evening, you're going to miss a little bit of that topicality. You would.
I have to say, and I'm sorry to be this guy. I'm apologizing to Howard.
You're never getting invited to the house.
And I want to apologize for everyone, but this is a forum where we can talk about our issues.
Yes.
Radio is a daily medium. We get up and go to work 5 days a week. Well, me not lately, but most people get up and go to work 5 days a week.
Not this group, really.
You need that much like you stop off at a Starbucks and pick up a coffee. You need that morning show every morning. It's a routine. Even the Fridays, and I get why they take it off. I realize it's very tiring and everything, but like, I need Fridays. And while this program is great, I listened last week when Ralph hosted the Superfan Roundtable.
Yeah. Oh, this program's much better than that one. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm a big Ralph fan.
I love Ralph too.
I love Ralph.
You think about it from the other side. Been doing this show for a long time, very successful. Letterman takes off days, Regis takes off days. Lots of people take off Fridays. They get to a point in their life where, you know what, I'm pretty successful, I'm pretty good. I'd like to have a little different lifestyle, and I'm trying to figure it out.
Fine. I was a little bummed at the deceptive quality of it. When he first started, he said, like, we might take Fridays off every now and then. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And it was never, I just want the information. If you said, look, I'm never coming in Friday, not a problem. I'll readjust my schedule. And like, he'll never tell you, next week we're off on vacation. You'll never, ever hear that. Which is fine. I get it. It's gangster. He's doing his thing. He's keeping listeners. But I'm such a fan. Just give me the info. You keep me in the circle all day. Keep me in the circle with the info.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that it should be every day. And I'm
am
sorry.
too, dude.
I apologize, but I'm of the opinion that radio is something that.
Krista, what do you weigh in?
Look, I was
Final
dying.
comments on
I
this
wanted to go
topic.
back to work full time, and we work 3 weeks on, 1 week off. I am so happy for our hiatus week, and it's really tiring. And also, you can't compare drywall to Howard's done his drywall.
You're right.
And now you work to a certain point, so you don't have to do
Natalie,
drywall
last
anymore.
comment.
I just want to say, Howard, out there, if you're listening, I know you're going to think we're all doing the negative and being very down on the
just
show.
sell us out. Jerry,
And I just want to say, it's flat. He should take it as
place of
flattery
love.
that we're all so passionate to want to need him in our lives.
We're on the verge of
every
losing
day.
something that's so important to us. So I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight for it.
Jerry's a baby.
I hope Howard doesn't relapse on heroin.
Yeah, let's move into our favorite former heroin addict, Artie, and talk about the latest. Last time we did this, there was an episode with Artie.
What was it?
I think it was it the...
Where were we?
Which one? Fight? I think it might have been the fight.
The big battle that happened?
The big battle.
And everyone thought he was sober, but me.
So what is it about Artie in general that makes I think everybody here root for him? Whereas if he worked at Yahoo, he'd have been fired years ago.
It's the everyman quality that Artie has that we all love. We see a lot of ourselves in Artie. I certainly do. Yeah. And I just he's the guy. He's the guy in the show that you feel like you really go out and have a beer with. And like everybody's like, Howard, you should discipline Artie, and like that's not his job, man. Artie's a grown ass man. I think they give him a long leash to really hang himself. I don't think Artie's done with his whole journey either, if you know what I'm saying. I think he's gotten a lot better. He's lost the weight, but there's just no consequences for his actions. Sorry, you guys, I was in bed, bummer, and I get it, man. I've used those excuses.
Does this come with
Jeopardy years ago?
Does it come with being a creative person?
He's just so likable, and probably all of those things, and creative as well. He does so much for the show.
Right, and I think the drug addiction is just one part of why he does what he does. I think whatever goes on with him mentally and why he sees a therapist, and it sounds like
does he?
Yeah, I believe he is.
Okay.
I see the difference in Artie now.
You're right.
Artie, a few months ago, was so aggravating. He was so negative, Jerry. And no, just kidding.
No, I was listening. Sorry.
No, I'm saying aggravated.
Oh, sorry.
He was really on edge, but and really annoying. And then he did after the last hiatus, he did come back as I thought a more truly adjusted person.
Krista, describe the difference between Artie when he's fully there and when he's not.
Oh, well, when I first met Artie, I was living in Laurel Canyon with Nicole Sullivan in a house, and he was
the
on
infamous house?
The infamous house, and he was on Mad TV. Should I
Yeah,
tell you?
yeah, we all,
So
Artie said he had a story.
He was on Mad TV, and he would knock on Nicole's door. Nicole doesn't do drugs, and really doesn't. I don't think she's ever done a drug. And
Is this the house that was by Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah,
Okay.
we all lived, Jennifer Aniston and a lot of people. So we all lived up in these little houses. So Artie would come there and hang out, but he would want to do drugs at Nicole's house because I guess it was quiet and had a really nice view. And
It's a good environment for heroin. It was.
but I
remember.
lived,
Canyon, man.
I lived upstairs, so we shared a front door, and I was working at the time. And the night before he got arrested, he came and pounded at the door at 3 a.m. the night before I had to do a show. And I seriously,
You were attracted to him.
my head exploded.
You made the book. I read about you.
I don't know if I'm in the book.
I thought that story's in the book about the upstairs
I don't know if
neighbor.
your name's mentioned, but
But Maybe I
Nicole's
just heard
house,
him
and I
tell
think she had a roommate. I think it was mentioned, but not.
There was another girl that
Yeah.
lived downstairs. It was all girls living up there, and Artie just wanted to sit. You could see other people's houses from the balcony,
Mhm.
so he would just be there and do drugs. And then I woke up at 7 a.m, and he was out on Nicole's balcony, which is underneath my balcony, drinking and doing drugs, singing "Me and Bobby McGee."
Yikes!
That was, and then he got arrested.
Been there.
Well, and when you listen, Jerry, when you listen on the radio, when Artie's not there, we can tell because he's not contributing. And then when he comes back, like Natalie said, when he comes back and he's sharp, it's like a completely different guy.
I want to say I read Too Fat to Fish. I think Artie needs a real father figure in his life. I think that's what he's looking for to fill a void that's maybe not there anymore. And I once again, I'm going to be negative on this panel, and I apologize to everyone who's
Quit
listening.
apologizing and talk.
Howard has made a decision to stay out of Artie's business, and I understand that decision, and I believe Howard said it came directly from his shrink.
I was going to say, I think everything Howard does with Artie, I believe he's gotten that advice from his shrink, and I trust that he knows what he's doing.
I think, and this is just an idea, I think Howard should take a more direct place in Artie's life. I think Artie would ultimately very much appreciate it, and it might possibly fill a void in Artie's life. And I think that Artie really does what Howard says.
Are you saying that because you think Howard might be a guy just as a friend that could help Artie, or because he's his boss and it's Howard Stern and we're on the show and so you should do it?
I think it's more than a friend. I think it's someone that Artie looks up to, and maybe someone Artie can follow in his footsteps, but Artie has to get some stuff sorted out. And I think Howard can really be of assistance to him. And when people have problems with addiction, it's usually someone who assists them and helps them in these situations, and I think that's what Artie needs.
But Dr. Drew, Dr. Drew sounded like, I was surprised that Artie had been speaking to Dr. Drew, who I really admire. I really like him. I think he's a very smart man.
Comes from a good place,
Absolutely.
And remember how antagonistic Artie was with Dr. Drew? It was a revelation this week that he called over the weekend and had a dialogue, and they were like hugging and fake best friending for a while. You know what I mean? I was blown away by that. To me, that's a huge sign of improvement.
Well, and he's got a girlfriend that he's referring to on the air.
Well, and the last time Dr. Drew was in, I believe that's when Artie claims he had bought urine in his pocket at that moment, at that very time. So he was using last time.
Yeah, he wasn't in the mood to hear any of Dr. Drew's.
All right, who do we got? Jim McClure. John from Connecticut. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yo, what's your question?
How you doing? I just had a question for Mark McGrath. If he would do Stern fans worldwide a favor and throw Lisa G a bone while you guys are out there all hanging out.
Dude, you should see how hot she looks. I'm staring at her right now. She's got her leather high boots on, and it's under explored how really hot and fine she is, man.
That is true.
I also want to talk about his obsession with Jay Leno. It's a little weird, man. It's like weird ex-girlfriend talking about ex-boyfriend.
Well, it's angry.
It's been done wrong by him.
But I understand
well, and also that experiment is horrible. It's shit.
Howard's
and he's
right
totally
about
right.
all
It's
of his
ridiculous,
opinion.
and it looks like you're watching someone drowning.
But don't you
it's like a
guys
silver
think...
platter for him too, because he already was angry at Leno, and then he got this. It's just
But Mark,
bounds everything.
Mark, you write 3 or 4 songs that the Sugar Ray fans love, and then somebody blows up on a different venue with your music.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to be frustrated that they're?
I'd be honored if it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But no, of
Your
course you
bits?
would be, a little bit. But I mean, and it's a real, like, a palpable case with Howard Stern. I mean, like, Jay's stolen his bits straight up, man. And then he cherry picked one of his best guys on his crew. How could he not be bitter at that? You know what I mean?
Well, and I think what it is Howard doesn't respect somebody like that. If
Well,
you're going to
absolutely.
do that, then stand behind it, admit it.
Call him.
Don't say, oh, so and so was doing that forever ago.
Right.
I wasn't. I'm not stealing. Just say.
Like the
say
Steve Allen
you're
argument.
stealing.
We thought it was funny, so we're going to do it again.
It's great. Yeah,
on
it's a
this
great
show.
bit.
Yeah, just.
That's all you
I
got to
think
do.
that's the major beat.
I have to tell you, I think it's something a little deeper than that.
Tell us.
I think Stern wants to make the move to television, and I think he should. I think he'd be great, and I think there's a change in power in this late night world right now. I mean, everyone's getting in on it. Wanda Sykes, George Lopez, everybody. Monique. And I think Howard feels like he should be a part of that. And I think guys like Leno, Letterman, I mean, these are guys who all came up. Stern, Seinfeld, these are guys who came up in the 80s. The 80s was their decade where they honed their skills. And now they're reaping the benefits of that.
Well, and it does sound like at times Howard has what a lot of performers have, or creative people, is this feeling that you can do anything.
Yeah.
And, he can back up a lot of
can.
it. He's written best-selling books.
Yeah.
He starred in a really great movie and gave a good performance.
done
he does
TV.
have a TV show, has had TV. So, but
Does he have the energy to pull off a show like that, though? You know what I'm saying?
Here's what it also is. What I think Howard is doing at Sirius Radio is groundbreaking. I feel like I'm part of a groundbreaking movement. I feel like I'm part of, like, a revolution. I mean, maybe it's those promos that got me all hot. But I mean, I feel like I'm part of something that's new, and I'm going to tell my kids, hey, man, I remember when you couldn't curse on radio, and then Howard came to radio, and that's when, I mean, it's going to be like when, I remember when War of the Worlds came on the air, and how crazy that was, and we all thought it was a real war. A guy like Howard, I think, he's someone who's perpetually unhappy. And he sees maybe a stock price or blah, 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 and thinks what he's done is not successful. But he is so fucking
Which
wrong.
is why
I don't
he's
want
not
him to be
retiring.
happy. I don't want him to be happy. But that motivates his genius, that anger.
But
and
what
that,
he's done at Sirius has changed, as far as I'm concerned, my life and
Absolutely.
lives of everyone.
Absolutely. Here's what I want to know.
He gave me a career.
How little could Howard be on and you would still keep your subscription? 5 minutes a week?
Yeah, absolutely.
2 days?
5 minutes, really?
Live
He did
Howard
a
Stern.
special 5 minutes a week.
Amusing about the weekend.
See, you are handing him his cards.
5 minutes, I would slowly stop listening.
Not me.
I've got too many ways I can
I'll
steal
take whatever
that
I can
5
get.
Is anybody following or have a big opinion about Robin and this complete new lifestyle and her trying to transform other people at the show?
The vegan thing, which, first of all, vegan, I hope you're not vegan, Natalie, because I just.
No, but I
like
was a
you so
vegetarian
much.
for 8 years.
Because I just find them, and I love
This
Robin.
is more than a vegan. This is a complete, everything's
lifestyle.
different.
Yeah.
What is the difference between vegetarian and vegan?
Vegan doesn't have dairy or something else. No
Well,
dairy.
I just have to tell you that I always worry when Robin keeps telling people about the colonics, because my stepmother went to one of those spas to get a colonic to do the whole thing. She got a bacteria in the thing, right?
In the pooper?
And she almost died and had to have a colostomy bag and almost died. That's because, and
a bad
every
look.
doctor tells me you don't need ever to get a colonic. Your body does it naturally if you eat well.
Twice a day. Yeah.
And I just can you imagine dying having your, and they'd take all her intestines out. I think it's very dangerous.
Found a quarter once in my colonic.
I've actually had a colonic or two.
Oh,
in
my
day.
goodness.
Yes. I
Did
brought
everybody
a table
just
if
envision
anybody
Natalie
wants to.
on the side with a big tube?
I did.
You did? Well, that's what you hope when you go to one of those places. I hope they're picturing me like this. But you would be amazed how much shit is in your colon. It's days and days and days worth. You have to completely clean it out. Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
No.
Well,
Right
you
in the
have
wheelhouse,
to
though.
empty out your colon
Right
to
in the
have one of
wheelhouse.
those. And I was just like, this is disgusting. I cannot. We're literally up to our chins and shit.
Dirty business.
But wouldn't it come
But
out?
it-
It would come out
It does,
eventually.
but I
You're
think
just
it's
doing
good
it
to
one
cleanse
day.
it, and I think it's working for Robin. And I really strongly believe that our food and our environment is what is making us so ill, and what is making kids have more learning disabilities and behavioral problems. And to be honest, I don't trust when a Western medicine doctor is very matter-of-fact about anything, because 20 years ago they didn't know what they know about cancer or anything. And so to be matter-of-fact about a certain thing, I just think is ignorance from a doctor's point of view. I think they should constantly be reading
I'm
and
still
wanting
back
to
on the
learn.
fact that you're the Dixie Chicks, one of the biggest stars, in the world, is walking in and laying down on a table. And I've seen those tubes, those big dirty. They're usually dirty because someone else.
Man. Oh, man.
Aren't they?
That's the cheaper places. They better clean that.
Has a happy ending.
All right, here's a
good place.
What's the biggest ripple effect that you felt or experienced as a result of being a fan on the show? Maybe something you said on the show, maybe like this story, and now your UPS guy will say, hey, so you're getting colonics. Because when the people who listen to this show
he
are
helped me
loyal.
put my table together. Oh, no.
Have you ever told a story?
Name droppy story that I could tell about that. Yeah, when I was on last October and talked about Michael Jackson coming to my Halloween party, the people that brought Michael Jackson weren't thrilled. And I just thought, and I didn't even say anything bad about him.
Why weren't they thrilled? Just the mention that he was anywhere?
Yeah, and I thought, well, this is my party. He was here. It's my story. I should be able to.
Yeah. And how does that happen?
Your
Does
party.
somebody call you, your publicist?
It was like people email somebody, and then they email Adrian, my husband, and then Adrian tells me, and I say, huh. And that's about where it ended. And now Michael Jackson's dead because of me. No,
Jerry, you have taken a lot. You share so much on the show, and it ends up everywhere.
Yeah, it's funny. Maybe I was a little slow catching. I'm pretty sure the internet is here to stay now. But I think back when I told these stories, I was like, the internet, it'll be a fad. It'll be in and out. It'll be like ham radios. Nobody will use them anymore. But I'm pretty sure internet and computers in general are here to stay. And so when you do tell a story, I do have to say, if I come back on the show, I have to be real careful about what I say.
You can't. That's the rule. You can't break. It's a cardinal rule. You can't break, Jerry.
Then
don't let us down, bro.
But I mean, even if you really tried, don't you think
you
you
can't
just
help
reveal
yourself.
more that you want to make Howard happy?
Yeah, well, Howard just knows how to get it out, which is why I think he should have his own talk show. I really do.
And it's why you're a great guest.
Absolutely.
Because you know something's coming.
I'm not.
Oh, you're fantastic.
You just told us about your colonic.
Yeah, you're great.
I didn't have it.
Oh, no, but your stepmom's colonic.
Well, let's warm you up. Have you ever made out with a girl?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I have.
You have?
Yes. A long time ago when I lived in Japan, I lived in Japan, I was working in Japan, and I made out with another model in Japan, but that's all it went. I'm not gay.
Can you talk us through it?
Wait, let me slow down.
Guys,
you went too fast through that. Hold on.
I like this scenario better than Natalie.
Natalie's got her astronaut's helmet on. Yeah. And she's jerking off under the table.
Oh, Jesus.
Was it Chaz? Oh, wait.
Yeah, Chaz.
Oh,
but my
Chaz.
husband does this thing that because he caught me once in it, that he always says to me, remember that time when you had sex with that girl in Japan when we were drinking? Because he thinks he's going to catch me. Because one time we had a director on the show, and I had always lied to him and said, no, I didn't sleep with him. No, I didn't sleep with him. And then Bill said, the morning of, I was tired, he said, is it awkward to go to work since you've slept with this guy? And I said, it is. No, it won't be awkward. And Bill goes, I knew it.
Yeah.
And so
it's an old guy technique, man.
And he got me. And I always think I'm pretty clever, and he got me.
Have you ever said anything on the show that somebody else, like Natalie talks about, came up to you later and said, why'd you say that? Or I didn't know that about you? Or somebody maybe comes up and says, hey, I didn't know you were a Stern fan. I heard you on the other day.
Oh, yeah, my contractor emailed me. He said, I'm so excited for the Superfan Roundtable. And Artie was talking about it, and I can't wait. So yes, but do you guys have this? I cannot do an interview doing a press junket. Not that I've seen any. Because I know...
They're going to dog you.
Yesterday. Oh, my goodness.
God.
So
Did you hear
everything
him
coming
hammer
out of your
Amanda Peet?
mouth.
I can't do it. So every other word is... if this is on Howard, I'm a big Howard fan, and I don't want to talk about my character, which I don't really, because actors are
Because you can hear Howard saying, "Oh, enough already." Who is that chick?
with your character and what your character.
You are so funny for saying that.
And your process.
Well, let us just explain to everybody. These interviews usually happen at what they call a press junket, and what happens is you've done hundreds of interviews in a 48-hour
and they
period.
ask the same question.
And they're
every
inane
single
questions.
time.
You don't want to answer anyway.
And I'm sorry to say this, when you do the radio, and I'm sorry to say this, you're usually like, I'm going to give them my B or C game because it's just radio. I don't have to be on camera.
Oh, you stop and do the radio? You still have to do that?
Oh, my God. Lisa Glassberg's so mad.
She's all
She's
pissed
like,
off.
I'm at the end of the red carpet.
Well, you know what? Actually, if I see a sign with what it is, then I'll go over.
There you go.
And Lisa, by the way, anywhere you are, if I'm at an event, I rarely go out. If I'm going to come to you first.
But
you come to my house,
Lisa.
Lisa.
That big
If
a
I were
deal,
you,
but-
I would drop the Howard Stern sign and hold up NPR radio. That might be something
But to
you might
finish your
want
Lisa, if I were you, I would just take your
Tell
shirt
them
off.
what
Yeah,
the
there you go.
horribleness of
You
the-
do these interviews and you're saying these answers,
and you're
but when
bored, and you say them, and you just give them, basically, it's like an athlete at the end of the game. Like, yeah, we're going to take it one game at a time. You just give them,
But
like,
what
rote
Chris is
answers.
saying is,
How did you prepare?
inside you're going, I can hear Robin
Right. Like
bringing it
now
up
when
on
I
the
do them,
news.
I'm like, Howard's going to play this and make fun of me. And I do want to say, I know Amanda Peet. She's a super nice, funny, smart girl.
Funny and
he
cute.
ripped her a new one yesterday. It was actually
you
kind
can't
of
see
hard.
a director's brilliant or anyone in the cast is brilliant.
They were
He's
so
like,
generous.
brilliant.
They were so generous with their work.
If you start with my character,
Oh my God, but some actors are schmactors, as you know, and with the process and the character that you're like, you know what? You're a monkey. You're a trained monkey. Learn your lines. Come in and keep your process at home.
There's 40 Jimmy Glicks in a row interviewing, too, and you give them nothing. You know what I'm saying?
have you guys ever woken up and turned on the show and heard them talking about you?
Yes.
Yes.
I have.
What was going on?
It was innocuous. It wasn't a big deal. They were just saying how it was coming in the next day. So that was fantastic for me. But it meant a lot to me, you know. Actually, I was in the bathroom, because I have Howard Stern in my bathroom, of course, and I was listening, and they just said, coming up in the Celebrity Superfan Roundtable, and they mentioned my name, and I felt good.
Did you get chills?
I did more than that, man. I thought about Lisa G and handle my business. You know?
Let's let somebody else get in on this. Who's Jim McClure, who's producing this? Give us somebody. We got Ralph, in Lancaster.
Oh, it's not the Ralph. It's not the Ralph.
The meth capital of the
Ralph,
world.
what's up? Ralph.
Come on, Ralph.
Hey, Ralphie.
What,
Sorry,
is Scott
bud.
working
Thank
this
you
one?
for your call. I love that. That's my favorite.
Well, I know what Ralph's topic was because Jim wrote it in a card. It was you, Natalie, and your Eric the Midget. Just your whole thing with Eric the Midget. You got a
Right.
real big deal about him.
Yeah, well, it's fading. It's fading.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that because Medicated Pete's taking over?
Can we talk about medicated
Well,
people?
yeah. I'll quickly say I have no beef with Eric. He tried to create one. I wouldn't get involved. He wouldn't come on Heroes as a balloon flying superhero. So I have nothing else to do with him.
How are the
Say to him.
negotiations? Did he get to that far? Was he making demands to get, you know what I mean?
No, we never even heard
Never
that.
got that
Made
far.
the offer.
Because he's got the crazy demands with Artie was
that.
telling him to, like, get me a car, give me $5,000, open the show. You know what I mean?
Speaking of, I just wanted to thank Sirius. I want to take this moment to thank Sirius for the helicopters we got to fly.
Yeah,
out
that was
here.
great.
That was great.
And Lifetime Sushi from Nobu is...
Yeah, and I mean, this gig pays well. I don't know what Riley Martin's talking about. Do you ever think he's going to figure out that when they aren't paying him, it's because we're about to do a Celebrity Superfan Roundtable, and
I
they're
don't think
trying
Riley's
to
figured
You guys got
save money
paid.
to give
Natalie,
us?
you
guys got paid?
motherfucker. You motherfucker.
Hey, as we go to
I made
break,
you a
Iran.
chart, you motherfucker, Natalie.
Iran came hard at him.
Chick
You hear Iran?
motherfucker.
as we
I
go to
have no
break,
respect.
Medicated Pete gives 60 seconds on what we think about him.
In this history of incredible whack packers and interns, it does nothing for me. I don't understand the fascination. If you have Tourette's, have Tourette's. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear the Tourette's. I don't understand why he's so fascinating. I don't get it.
What does he look like?
Oh, God. Do
He's a
you not
good-looking
have
guy.
Howard TV?
No.
Oh, well, you got to look him up just on YouTube.
We're like a giant Eric the Midget
Because he
right
really
now,
does
Krista.
look like
I think he's a good-looking
the
guy.
Beavis
With Howard TV?
guy.
O'Connell, what do you think about him?
I think he's fun radio. He's just another character in that office.
But
I really like him, and I
he
hope he
should
gets.
be.
I hope he has sex and he doesn't have to pay for it.
And he should be Tourette's Pete. Tourette's Pete.
But he doesn't have Tourette's.
Medicated Pete.
Well,
he never
We're-
says anything.
Tourette's
We're
might-
all medicated.
people-
Sal has more.
That doesn't differentiate him from anybody
Sal has
else
more
that
Tourette's
walks
than
in
he.
there.
That's
His
fantastic.
name needs to speak more about
Jim
who
McClure
he
just
is.
gave me a photo of Medicated Pete, which is the most fantastic photo I've ever seen.
Tourette's
Yeah,
Pete.
he's not that,
hot,
uh,
right?
He's not that bad looking.
Karaoke Pete.
What does anybody think about the Rat? That whole story got so much play. Did it bore you at any point? Or is it still interesting?
It didn't bore me. You want to know what upset me? Once again, I'm a little upset about something. I'm sorry. This is Jerry speaking, by the way. I think I love Ronnie, man, as a character. What's your problem? He is, to me, really funny. He just cracks
the grammar and the limited vocabulary is fantastic.
And the hosting at Rick's.
It's your problem.
Well, and he's the easiest person to
I think
get
he's really
riled up
funny.
of all time.
But in all honesty, I think they got to lay off him a little bit. He seems like a beaten man. Like he's not able to roll with these jokes like maybe Delabate is, or maybe Artie, or just these other people. I think he's really like hurt.
Taking the show away killed him. That hurt him so much deeper than we even know. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from JD.
Did anyone hear the show?
Doesn't matter.
The show is awesome.
I never even heard it.
Nor did I.
More Chuck Zito, by the way. More Chuck Zito.
Better yet, did you hear Tim Sabian's excuse for why it is good?
Why is it?
He's never heard it because of what he said. He said, "Well, I think it fits in with the channels. People are listening to the show in their cars,
and they're leasing
what?
cars."
Well, because I drive a car, I care about
No,
cars.
I would listen
and
to
wanna hear a
Rosie.
show.
I have to say that, and Rosie's I'm excited to hear Rosie. I thought she was great on the show.
She's great.
And
awesome.
I would flip that on if I wasn't listening to Howard. But again, I agree with that. Howard is serious, but if it's a commercial or something, I would go listen to Rosie.
And he was pissed he wasn't consulted more about that Rosie thing. That's very transparent.
Well, yeah, because I remember back then it seemed like he felt like Rosie had sort of taken control and done this and this and that, and nobody was, offering his station to her. So I found it interesting to hear her say that she was saying, "I want to be on Howard."
Yeah.
He on his side was saying, "I want Rosie here," and then they both sort of learned simultaneously about how it went down and what happened.
Is that a precursor to what's happening in the future with Howard? He might not be at the thing.
Is there? Well, I also think that Rosie is jumping into the radio world and has been listening to Howard and really appreciates what he does now.
Absolutely. There's no doubt.
Because he really is.
She studies it.
He's the best at radio.
Is there anybody that's a regular on the show that makes you stop what you're doing to listen to the entire segment, or makes you go, I don't really care so much if they do another Ronnie segment, I might skip out on this one? Is there anybody you just don't mind not hearing from again?
Joan Rivers.
No, a regular.
Oh,
a regular.
she is.
Okay,
she did become a regular.
Everyone's allowed their opinion.
I love them all, man. Again, the medicated Pete thing, I just don't get. Like, I'm trying to, because I know Howard loves them. I just don't get it. I'm trying to. And the rat thing, really, and the rat thing, if I could just wrap that up, I think there's sort of an inner working, that's sort of an inside joke with that email chain that they have, that as the audience, we're not privy to what that means to them creatively. So I didn't know what the big deal about the rat was, and it got there was a lot of layers to it that I was trying to figure out. I was on marksfriggin.com last night trying to figure out what this whole rat thing was, and I think that might be the compelling thing about it. We don't know that whole email chain to go through in the creative aspect.
Well, and there aren't many worlds on Howard that you listen to that you don't feel you are a part of.
That's right.
Everything's public.
Absolutely.
And then suddenly there's an inner sanctum where some people get emails. Even Jim McClure has been on the show for a long time.
He's
and
not in the chain.
This says, I'm not on the chain. I'm not privy to that.
I bet it's probably like the feeling I had when I caught my parents having sex. It was a real betrayal.
I want to be on that email chain.
Without me.
Think how great it would be if you could wake up and see all their internal emails, Natalie. It'd be
my parents?
No, the guy's email.
Yeah, I want to be on that email. Send me a photo of your parents doing it. I want to see that email.
I just worry that one day we're going to wake up and the energies are running so high with all the Rat Packers, and it's going to say Howard was killed by maybe Lisa G, and we'd all say that makes sense. We should have seen that was coming.
Sal's doing the killing. Sal's doing the killing.
Has Howard changed? We talked a lot about his future, and he's grumpy and all this. I noticed, though, especially since Sirius and Beth, a much more patient Howard Stern, softer. He doesn't push women as hard on the show to do things like he used to. Do you guys pick up on that?
I've noticed that.
Yeah, he's softer, but I don't know if it's so much Beth. It was happiness, but I think it was also therapy. I just see when I listen back to the old stuff, because I didn't live in a town most of the time that had Howard Stern, so I would watch the TV show and this and that. But I think he's more appealing to women now, just because he's
in love.
A lot more intelligent.
Well, Mark, do you think
He's
any of
much
that
smarter.
is age?
I think it has a lot to do with that. I think he's happy with Beth, and I think he holds Beth up to the highest regard. I want to get your guys' opinion.
But don't you think he's been getting grumpy again the last?
Well, he's grumpy because I don't think he's happy.
6 months?
Yeah, like
it's
I
coming
do.
back
That's what I
in.
said about the Thursday news. Listen to Thursday news shows. The joy in his voice is like it's like 10 years ago. But what do you guys think about Howard? I think Howard is going to have a kid with Beth. I do. I think he was never getting married again. That's the first fault breaking down. I think this is a thing to reinvigorate that love that they have. I'd like to get your guys' opinion. I really do.
I think
I
Beth's
don't know
going
if
to want
I
a
think he
child.
will or not. I think Beth will want a child.
Yeah, she does.
I think
And he'll
he
say
has
okay.
every right to not want to do it. If they do have a child, I hope it's a girl. I think Howard, actually, I could see him being a really
He's got
great
3
father
girls,
to a
though.
girl. But he's half a girl already.
That's funny.
That's going to get looped.
Yes, God. I mean, nobody has a girlier TiVo. Nobody.
Oh,
he was
Jesus.
such a girl. And also this week, I am a Yankees fan, and I watched every game. Hearing Howard try and recap it the next day was like, oh, God, Artie, just interrupt, please.
But that's where we...
But Artie was getting it wrong, too, though.
And he hit a touchdown.
was.
It was amazing. And then there was a penalty called. And,
Joe Namath.
Krista,
What are
as
you
a
doing?
woman,
Is that Howard's voice?
as a woman who's listened,
Wow, Jerry.
as Krista, as a woman who's listened for a long time, has the Stern Show changed in the last 5-6 years?
I think so, actually. You know, I always, when people say, oh, you know that you're not going to like the person when they say they don't listen to the Howard Stern show because
So
they think
true.
it's offensive and they think of this, so it's immediately someone that's, you know, I'm off my list. But women, they're not dragging women bound and gagged into that studio. They're walking in of their own accord. So, you
Yes,
know, they want to be on that show. But I do think it's he's nicer, and he also, I feel like, has an awareness of. I know that Courtney Cox was supposed to do last week. I have a little inside information, and she couldn't make it from production. And he was lovely about her, and he knows that she will be coming in. And he wrote her. I probably shouldn't have read it, but I had to because I love Howard so much. He wrote her the loveliest email of like. The loveliest email, and she was like, now I feel like crying. I want to cancel, to see if I can get in. And I feel like he's, yes, he's the people that he likes. It's not always hating and making fun.
Well,
and
he's a lot
Ralph hasn't
more-
lost that hating.
He's a lot more mature now, and I think that's it. I think he's realized his role and how he's best on the show, and to let other people take those roles. He lets Artie be the jab guy, the guy that does the one. And I think in the past, you listen to Howard, and he's trying to be everything. He's talking 100 miles an hour. He hardly lets
The most
anybody else talk,
disgusting-
and you feel the pressure. He feels pressure to entertain, and be entertaining, and now he knows he's surrounded by people who know how to do their job, and he can play the ringleader and the mastermind and sort of let things happen.
He's also not as
he wants
aggressive
them
now
to.
as he used to be with the chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't take up your top. Or like the girl, that game he played this week, they shut him down immediately because it was getting out of his control. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he is shutting it down a lot now.
Hey guys, we have a few minutes left, so I just want to go around the horn. You got about 45 seconds to speak to Howard. What you want? What message do we want to send as a super fan who listens to the show? Natalie, you're up first. Whether
Only one, more original content.
more involving him, or can it be?
No, on his shows, involving the shows, but nothing about cars. Basically, let me be the program director.
You said that last time.
Yeah, I could.
Are
I
you
could run
taking
it.
on that job? You would do that from here?
I would do it. I'll do my contract for $2 less than Tim. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Natalie
It's an
Main's
offer on the
offering
table.
up to be the program director
That's
for the
right.
Stern Channel.
Saving Sirius
McGrath,
a little
Mark
more.
McGrath.
Howard, I just want to say thank you so much for the years of entertainment and joy and the career. You know, my band went on there in 95. No one was looking for us, and our label gave us a second record because we went on there. I respect whatever decision you make, Howard. I just love you so much. I got a little emotional today because I want you to stay on. Any presence of yours is most appreciated in the new contract. So I love you. I love the whole team. It's working like a charm, and thank you for the life. And I'm about to cry.
Oh,
very articulate.
Jerry.
It's very impressive.
Howard, it's Jerry. We just want to know what you're doing. That's all. We would like to be kept in the loop. We will follow you wherever you go. And by the way, if you do want to go onto television and have an interview show, which I have a hunch is what he wants to do, let us help you. Help us to help you, Howard.
Jerry Maguire?
We can help you attain that. If you want to go on CNN, don't complain about Ryan Seacrest possibly getting the job. Like, come to us, like you used to do. We can all be of assistance. So just keep us in the loop. We are forever indebted, and we love you. Don't be afraid to tell us what is happening, Willis.
Krista.
Howard, thank you so much, and thank you, Gary, for having me. I loved it. And Howard, I would love to go to dinner with you. I order early. I order right away. I go to dinner early, and I don't need to sit around and chat. I want to eat and get out. So Next time my husband and I come to New York, we would love to take you and Beth out for dinner. Bye. Thank you.
And big up to Fred's. We should also say hi to Fred. He's so
Hi, Fred. Hi, Robin.
Fred is so good.
We got to get a Fred bit next time we do this. We need to call on Fred.
I'm wondering if I should do mouth sound effects.
You should have.
Before we.
Thanks for mentioning that.
We dropping loads, We got time for one. We have time for one more call before we go off. Hey, who's on? I hope you have something interesting to say.
Well, I'm sitting here and listening.
Jesus Christ!
It's the man, Howard.
I'm out of here.
First of all, there's nothing that services my ego more than to hear all of you, you super famous people, to be talking about me nonstop. I mean, I can't get enough of this. If this went on for 7 days straight, I'd be happy.
I would do this every single day.
Well, I would like to make it a regular feature. And yes, Natalie, anytime you want to program with Tim, I mean, you can't just boot Tim right out. But to answer Jerry's...
you could ease me in.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Howard, I'm sorry. I was a little harsh. I didn't realize you were listening. I thought you were doing something on your day off. I apologize.
Well, first of all, Beth made a face when you said that we want to have kids. She swears we are not having kids. I have never been happier than I am at Sirius. I'm not kidding. I can't even... Today I was talking to Beth about terrestrial radio. I said I couldn't go on there for 2 minutes and play it straight anymore and work all the angles. I would be miserable. So, I mean, I am absolutely content being at Sirius and just doing radio.
Well, I have to say, if you went back to terrestrial radio, that might be the one move you could make where I would not listen anymore.
Yeah, I think that I couldn't stomach it because it would. I think the show has progressed. I think that we've come so far being on satellite that it would sound lame now to go on terrestrial.
Yes, it's. I'm in your corner about terrestrial.
And you have so
radio.
much freedom. You wouldn't have that freedom.
Yeah, the
elsewhere.
show's just better. I mean, I was thinking about a million different ways. Just the idea that Artie can blow off and not have to worry about his language. He's just funnier that way.
And not come in. I mean, that's awesome. If he was at terrestrial radio, somebody would be making him come to work.
Yes.
Hey, Howard, it's Mark, man. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, man.
Hey, dude, heaven forbid you don't come back to Sirius, and I'm just, hypothesizing. What would happen to the two channels?
Well, there was talk just a few days ago that someone said that they would just even rerun do a rerun thing. But I don't think that would satisfy anyone, really. It's fun to hear the old shows, I think, still, in the context that you know that you're going to get new shows, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I hear you.
And I think that I swear to you that I do not even know what I want to do. I have this huge fantasy that it's enough and go off while the show has reached its incredible heights, and it's time to just sort of go off into the sunset. You know, I would think that would be sort of cool. But on the other hand, when I think about that, there is a scenario where if Sirius would agree to it, I think I would come back, but it would be less time on the air. And I don't know if the fans would put up with it. That's why I love the conversation when you said, would you listen to Howard if it was 5 minutes a day? Well, I wouldn't advocate 5 minutes a day, but I think it would be really worthwhile to do a few days a week. But I don't know if they would go for that. You know what I mean?
Would you just let Jerry know when you know?
No.
When you know, could you just let Jerry know?
Howard, we just want to know if David Lee Roth is going to be on Howard 100, because we're going to have to take some measures.
I would at least do that to goof on the whole situation. Like at the end of the year, when the year is up, have David Lee come in for like a month.
Oh, come on, man. Awesome. This is a paid service, bro. You can't do that. We pay. We're shareholders. I own a piece of you, Howard.
Hey, listen, though. I can't thank you guys. It's so great hearing all of you, and you really are terrific together. And if you do agree, I would absolutely make this a weekly show. But that's up to you guys.
I'd be here every day.
I'm listening. You guys sound phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Later. Bye.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Wow, you can't beat that. So happy. We're out of time, but we got to pay off this narcissism thing, which is very disappointing to me because, first of all, Natalie, you didn't even finish the test, which is bullshit. There's 7 questions you didn't answer.
Well, give them to me.
It's too late
I'll
now.
ace them.
Natalie got a 7 with 7 questions unanswered. Krista scored a 7. Mark McGrath scored a 2, and Jerry O'Connell scored a 0. And just to put this in perspective, here's the guys from the show, what they scored. Gary and Fred had the average person, this is Dr. Drew's narcissism test that he gave on the show and that Robin got so frustrated about. The average person that took the test was a 15. The average celebrity was an 18. Gary and Fred were at 11. Sal was at 14. Howard was at 15. Artie at 17, John Hein at 22, Richard at 24, and Robin, as everybody knows, was at 34. And I'll just repeat, Jerry O'Connell was a 0.
Can I say something?
I was a 10.
And I didn't finish the test.
But a 0 is as scary as a 34. What is wrong with Jerry to get a 0? You know what I'm saying?
He's majorly depressed.
All right, we are done. Nobu, thanks for hosting us.
Thanks, you guys.
Howard, of course, thanks for letting us do this. We'll see if this becomes a regular thing or not.
I'm in.
It's Howard 101. This has been the second Howard Stern Celebrity
Good job,
Superfan
Jeff.
Roundtable.
You did a great job.
Later, guys.
Thank you. Good job,
Jeff and Natalie, man.
Jeff. You are so good at what you do.
Yeah, man, you killed it. You
That
too,
was
Natalie.
fun.
Awesome.
That was great. I think the show was good. I think from a technical standpoint, I think we need to spend a little time with each other so we're not overlapping all the time. It's hard, but it's impossible to control Jerry and Mark and Natalie. They're so excited about the show. They just go.
It was fun. We had a lot of major super fans, I could tell. I am a good judge of that. And it was a lot of fun. I really want to do it all the time. I love discussing the show and the topics and the people.
And it's really great to hear such huge fans of the show. You know, there's people that say they're fans, and they're fans, but there's a psychotic level of sort of elitist fans that I believe I'm in, and certainly they are, where they know history of the show. They know what happened this morning, last week, and it's real fun to sit down and sort of chop it up with those guys. You know, we're all fans, but there is obsessive fans. I think that's what you saw today.
I'm overexcited, and Natalie and I found out that we're neighbors, and I love Jeff. I mean, I love Jared. I've known it's as if we're friends, even though we don't know each other that well, because we love Howard so much. I mean, you have to share a common bond when you are such a huge fan.
I lost my mind. And to think he was listening, and then at first I'm like, I went to my mind Rolodex, oh God, what did I say? And then I said the thing about he's having kids. I know he's going to have a child. I know. Even though Beth even probably tells him, like, no, he's going to have a kid. I know he is. So he thought Jerry said that, because Jerry was telling him it was coming so hard today. So I was just blown away. And to hear him give us like praise about the show, I mean, I'm in heaven right now. I'm a little girl. You know, I love Howard, man. It was awesome.
I thought he sounded like he was someone impersonating Howard Stern. But Jeff reassured me it really was him. And it was exciting. It was cute to think of him and Beth laying there listening. That was cute. I didn't think he would listen.
I didn't even know what to do. My heart started beating. I was so overexcited.
You automatically just know each other because you know the show and you know a lot about a fellow listener, just how warped their sense of humor must be, and you feel comfortable to be yourself.
You know, when Natalie Maines tells you about getting a colonic, that's a funny story because you do start thinking, there she is lying on the side of it. That's the kind of things that you would only get on a show like this. If she's doing something for NPR, she's not going to be talking about going in and dropping drawer and, you know, having shit come out.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about former pageant participant Carrie Ann Peniche, however you say her name. She talked about her drug addiction. She talked about all the crappy stuff that happened in her life. I talked about how she's a professional victim. We decided whether we believed her or not. So here's how it went.
Gary, you were pretty harsh on Carrie Ann. You thought that she wasn't exactly being truthful today.
Yeah, I was going to go in there and give it to her more, but I don't want to beat up on her. But I sort of said it pretty much about the. First of all, if you watch the videotape, it's all over YouTube. Just put in Rebecca Gayheart, and the video comes up like 1,000 times. It does not, again, I wasn't there, so I'm not going to tell you I know exactly what happened, but, a naked guy doesn't walk around two, almost naked chicks, or videotaped them while they're in a bathtub just for fun. She made it sound like it was like they were frolicking, like it was fun. We just were, I mean, give me a break. I mean, you insult my intelligence when you do that. And then as I listened to her story, it seemed like, a lot of bad things happened to her, but it's never her fault.
So she's always the victim.
Yeah, I mean, somebody stayed at her house but stole her stuff, and Dr. Drew set her up, and I don't know. Just like at some point, you got to take responsibility when bad things happen to you. It's not always your fault, but some of it's got to be either bad decisions or putting yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that whole rap about, I didn't know what it was going to be. Well, so I don't know. Will, she said she's done all 3 of his shows, right? She's done Sex Rehab.
Celebrity Rehab.
And Sober House.
At
Sober House. So which one?